Hello, hello, hello. Okay, can you hear?
Hiya.
You're right.
Yeah, you? Oh, just have my camera on.
I'm so behind today. Apologies. I missed my alarm. I was dreaming about the event, so technically I was there, but I was in my dreams there.
It's all right.
Is your camera working? Someone else is joining as well. You're in there twice. I'm seeing double. I was still asleep.
Okay.
Hello. Hiya.
Hiya.
Good to see you again. You've been doing well. I'm loving the music. It's doing really well.
Thank you.
Oh, well done. Seriously, it's a lot. It must be a lot.
No, it is. Yes. Yeah, it is a lot to be fair, but no, it's going well. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad to see it. And
Thank
thanks
you.
for being on there again.
No, thank you for having me.
So you know what you're gonna do in that?
Yeah. So talking about, is it roughly the same as last time? Not talking about achieving dreams and stuff. Getting to where I am now. And are you gonna ask me any questions? Just start me off.
I mean, I can if you need me to, but generally it's just, let them know that, you're human too. You've used your music, because I know as well you've used your music a little bit to help you with stuff you've been going through. So,
Yeah.
obviously you don't get too deep or upset or anything, but just, let them know that how good your music is and how helpful it is.
Yeah, cool.
And obviously showcase, I wrote down your website and your Instagram to plug while you're talking. I don't know if there's anything else you want on there, but obviously use the platform, tell people, because obviously you're going to share it. And that normally I don't go live with them straight away on Facebook, but because I've got no kids on this one, I was waiting. I weren't sure I was meant to have a little co-host who's 10, but that's why I'm more trying to keep them separate because of the kids. But because there's no kids on it, I'm just going to go live on Facebook with it as well, so there'll be more people, and then we'll just keep sharing it.
Cool. Sounds good. And then I'll sing a snippet. I won't sing the whole thing, but I'll sing a snippet of my new single as well, and I'll tell the release date of that as well.
Okay, wicked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the time? All right. Well, we've got a few minutes. I think most people are coming here about 5:02. So yeah, if you want to just chill out for a minute, you don't need anything else from me, do you know?
No, all good.
Because then you've got another event to run to afterwards as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, I couldn't do it. Bless you. Okay, well, I need to quickly go feed my cats because dinner time's at 3 o'clock, and if I don't feed them now, they're going to be stressing me while I'm trying to do this.
That's all right. You go do that.
But I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, see you in a minute.
Hey, Leash. Oh, lost my voice. Hey, Leash. Hey, Nifa.
Hey.
2 minutes. Just sending out the link to a few people.
Yeah, no worries,
Just had to
no
feed the kids as well. You know, the cats. You know what they're like.
Yeah, I'm just gonna log out and log back in a sec.
Hey guys, just waiting for a few more people. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of my artwork there in the background, just to keep you entertained for a few minutes.
Yeah, loving it, as always.
Might have to replay it for anyone else. Just you know what it's like,
Sunday afternoon, people just chilling.
forgetting the time. I've got a few people asking for the link, but yeah, shouldn't be long now. We're still, you know, we're early still, technically. You know, Black people's time as well. We're like yesterday. Whoa, look at that, 3 o'clock on the dot.
Okay.
Hello, everyone that's joined. Just gonna give it another minute, literally, and we'll get started. We won't leave it, we won't go late. We'll just give it 2 more minutes.
Mhm.
Everyone good? Everyone ready for some creativity? Ready to be inspired?
Sure am. Always.
Absolutely, Christina.
Yeah.
Hello, Tanvir. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. Thank you for the invite.
We've got a wicked lineup ready. We've got Olivia Lynch. She's going to get us started in a little bit. She's won Luton Young Achiever Award. Was
Oh,
it last
brilliant.
year? Yeah,
Brilliant.
she's a little role model, doing big things. So I'll let you tell you more about that in a minute. But just so you know, you're waiting for good reasons. So hold tight. Hello, Janette. We're just waiting for a few more people. You good? Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. I know we're starting quite promptly for me. I'm surprised I'm here on time. I nearly never made it myself, but thanks for joining. We've got a wicked lineup. We're streaming live on Facebook, so I hope you don't mind. Basically, I do these events. This is the third one this year to end the year, Just Stars, Inspiring Creativity. People who's asking me why I do them, and basically it's just because when I was younger, I felt like I never had a voice, felt like I was never heard. You know, children should be seen and not heard, and that didn't sit well with me. A lot of things were going on that I needed to speak about, and my art was always my voice, and my art's always my go-to, and to this day, my art's still my go-to. And I feel like people always say to me, "Oh, well, I can't draw. I can't do art. I'm not creative," and I'm like, no. There's so many areas in art that you can do. You know, if you think you can't draw, you can paint, you can sculpt, you can dance, you can sing. You know, you can be the best poet in the world. You can be an architect. There's literally so many areas that you can explore and just free yourself from the world, just escape, just be in that zone and just, you know. So basically, this is just to show you some examples of some amazing, talented people who are doing that, who have lived a life, who are using their creativity to, you know, better their mental health and well-being and to inspire other people. So I've got a wicked lineup. The first person is a really talented young lady called Olivia Lynn. She won Luton Young Achiever Award last year, and she's making moves. Are you 16, Olivia? Yeah, like, you know, so, you know, 16 years old and making me look lazy. So basically, she's gonna tell you a little bit about her life and give us a little sample of her voice. If you've not heard her, well, you need to check her out. She's on Spotify. Anyway, Olivia Lynn, you want to take it away?
Yes, thank you so much. So as Justin said, I'm Olivia Lynn, I'm 16 years old, and I won Luton Achievers Award. And this was quite a shock to me as it is, because I didn't know, I still to this day don't know who signed me up for the award, who put me forward for it. And I was, you know, it's crazy because it was a weird experience. I was in the Luton Who, and I was not running against, but there was someone else who was also put up for the award as well. And we were speaking and we said, you know what, just the fact that someone's actually put me forward for this award is pretty much enough as it is. But this girl, I think she was 21 years old. She was doing so well. She did stuff for the aircraft and airplanes and things like that. And she was doing so well herself. And it was just such a great experience to sit there and be able to talk to other people who were trying to better Luton and trying to better themselves and trying to give other people, you know, things to do and a voice. Like you said, you know, art is your thing. Other people can dance, other people can, I think there was one time there was a few people who read a few poems on here, and it was amazing. And I just want to talk about my experience. So I'm a singer and I've been singing ever since I was little. Pretty much since I could speak, I've been spitting out tunes. I kind of like all genres of music, but as I got older and started listening to music with my nana, I got into Dolly Parton and country a lot. And when people hear me say country, they kind of think like Dolly Parton, like straight away, like very pure country almost. But it's a bit more than that. I do country pop. So country pop is a mix between country and pop, pretty self-explanatory. And it's kind of like a Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus vibe. And it's actually in a lot of music that people don't really realize. So songs like Old Town Road by Lil Nas, like that's country pop, and people don't really realize it. So with me and my singing, one of the things I want to do is I want to give young people a voice. I mean, I say young people, all people a voice with my music. I want my music to be able to help people in really tough situations, or be there as like a power anthem for people in other situations. I just want people to be able to relate to my music. And that's a big thing for me. I want people to go, if they're having a bad day, I want them to like put the headphones in and go, do you know what? I'm having a really rough day. I'm going to listen to Olivia Lynn because her music makes you smile. And that's genuinely what I want to do. I want people to be proud of me and my music. And just want to help others really get it out there themselves. I know so many people who have messaged me on Instagram saying, look, I'm not a singer, but I want to try. And loads of people say I can't sing. And it really frustrates me like so badly, because everyone can sing. This is what people forget. People can sing. You just have to train your voice. If you want to do it, do it. Don't straight away, you know, put a barrier on yourself. You're making yourself have a barrier. And that's not what it's about, you know. People were saying, oh, I can't draw, can't do this, can't do that. There's so many other things you can do. I think I'm a very creative person. So I love doing, even though I'm not the greatest at it, I love doing drawing, I love writing, I love even writing stories. And my songs are my stories. I'm releasing an album next summer, I'm hoping. And each song in the album is almost like a little chapter in my life. So far I've released one song, which is Modern Girl. And that's one chapter. And that chapter is about me, you know, getting on the horse, getting back out there after COVID and making something of myself. Now, the second song is called Anchor in the Storm. And this song is actually about my mum. Now, this is the second chapter, and I've made this song about my mum because I've been through so much at such a young age. I was bullied through high school. I dropped out in year 10. I was then homeschooled for a few months, and then I've gone to college a year early, and I'm doing a level 3 performing arts course in college. And throughout every step of the way, my mum has been the one that's always been there for me. Obviously, my dad as well, but me and my mum are so close. She's literally like my best friend. We talk to each other, we gossip to each other, and I thought it was only right that I make a song about her to almost, it's the least I could do to prove my appreciation. Do you know what I mean? So that song will be hopefully coming out. I think it's on Friday, the 17th of December, I think. So not this Friday, but next Friday. And I'm not too sure what time it will be coming out, but I'll be plastering it all over my social media. As you guys know, I do love my social media. I think my link to my website's just been put in the comments, which is massive appreciation. So thank you guys. But to kind of wrap it up, because I know you've got other people talking, so I'm gonna just sing a little bit of my new song, so you guys can hear a little sneak peek and a little preview. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you do, then go check out my Spotify, my Apple Music, and I hope you guys like my other music too. My DMs are always open for anyone who needs advice or just, you know, needs a chat or anything. I'm always here. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sitting in my room, I'm staring at the wall. The hours slip on by and all I can recall. Ooh, is that all I am now and all it can be? I owe to one woman, cause she done so much for me. She's my anchor in the storm, in a world full of waves. Sometimes I feel like I'm drowning, but my mom, she always saves. When the sky fills with darkness, yeah, my mom, she finds a light. So I'll keep on swimming, I'll never give up the fight. Whoa, whoa, So that's my little sneak peek, little preview of Anchor in the Storm. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And fingers crossed, I'm going to be releasing so many new songs and so many different types of songs, you know, ballads and soft songs, and, you know, some nice happy dance tunes as well. So hopefully that will be a big album done by summer. But thank you so much for the opportunity to talk on here and, you know, just get it out there. I just want people to know you're not good at something or you can't do something. Everyone has a purpose, whether or not that's something you love doing or, you know, singing, drawing, painting. You're all good at something, and I can say that with chest. I'm proud of every single one of you, and yeah, thank you so much for having me on here.
Thank you so much. See, I told you, everyone, beautiful song and beautiful spirit, and everything that you were saying. Obviously, you're literally like speaking my like language, you know, because this is when people say they can't sing, and I mean, I can't sing, so maybe we can talk because I need some help. I know someone else in the room, I won't mention no names, Dee Bailey, who thinks she's a bit of a singer. Maybe we can hook you up, D, get you some singing lessons. Nah, but honest to God, like all jokes aside, like I really love your message and I love what you're doing. And please check her out, Olivia Lynn, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, you know, she's out there, and you've heard a little bit, and that's enough to make you want more, surely. You know, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Wow.
much for having me.
No, you're very welcome. Like literally, I'm overwhelmed by my guests today. Like, so who else have we got next? We have got another creative soul, another good spirit, Jah Anubis. He's founder, creator of ATS Creative Academy. Do you want to come on and speak a little bit more?
What's good, everyone? Thanks for having me on, Just.
You're very welcome. I'm trying to just unpin this, my bad.
Yeah, man. So yeah, basically, as Just said it, I'm Jah Anubis, aka Jarreds. Most people call me Jarreds because it's easier to pronounce. Yeah, director of ATS Creative Academy. We run a whole set of creative programs for young people in the Mitcham and Pollards area. We also run some online on our website, which is www.atscreativeacademy.org. Check it out when you got a chance. Yeah, we've just run a poetic film club with young people, and that was really successful. And you know, the young people were able to produce their own music video, a few set of poems as well. And hopefully in January, they'll be doing, you know, some visuals to match that. One of them actually done a music video, so that is pretty cool. So yeah, we're just supporting a lot of young people with and nurturing their talent, their interests, allowing them to express themselves, do you know what I mean? We also guide them with topics. So we kind of construct their direction of what they want to talk about as well. So we could kind of educate them or let them self-educate, so they kind of do the research on what their topic they're talking about as well. And then they'll put it in like a poetic form, put it in the music, do you know what I mean? Or subject matter that they want to talk about regarding females or males, depending on the nature of the sex of the individual. So yeah, man, it's all about supporting creativity, promoting the creativity, and showing them that even though you're in school, because we deal with a lot of young people, you're in school, you can also create a digital income through the streaming and through digital promotion, and just getting them to think, you know, broaden their horizons. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. On a personal level, we also we're on the approach, shall I say, to be working in schools. You know what I mean? Bringing it into emotional and behavioral. So we'll be using it as a tool for people to focus and home in and balance those imbalances of their emotional and behavioral structures. Because what I find is that a lot of the young people that we're coming across, it's not that they have a behavioral problem. More time it's an emotional one. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about just digging and finding that problem before it becomes a mental one. Do you get what I mean? Because as you get older, we replay things in our mind on a psychological level. So through the creative tools I found, and because my background comes from like behavioral mentor and pastoral care, I was able to combine my creative arts, pastoral care into one thing. And that's kind of what made me push for ATS Creative Academy. Do you know what I mean? So we could get into the schools, find a different approach, also become an alternative creative education center as well. So for those young people that aren't exactly academically inclined, there's a creative academy that can compensate for that. Do you know what I mean? And will complement the national school curriculum as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And yeah. Thanks just for bringing us on. And I'm an artist on a personal level as well. So yeah.
I was about to say, come on now, don't just bring it like that. Like, you know, talking about what you do for everybody else, you know, and this is what I mean, you know, repping ATS Academy, everyone check it out. So what did you say the website was again? My bad, I haven't put it in the links yet.
It's www.atscreativeacademy.org.
.org. All right, I'm gonna put that in a minute. But also, yes, what else do you do? Because, you know, this guy does creativity on every platform and every level. So, you know, share something with us. I'm sure you got some lyrics or some poetry to inspire.
You know what?
Feel free.
Do you know what's happened? My phone that's got all my poetic work, I cannot get into it. Can you believe
These
that?
excuses, these excuses.
No excuses. I cannot get into my phone. That's got all the poetry in it.
Oh, well.
I'll bring you lot.
A little song, you know, a little something.
You want me to do a song? Let me, hold on, give me 2 seconds, 2 seconds.
Yeah, or something you've been doing with the kids. I know you've been doing loads of things. Don't let this guy fool you. You know, everyone obviously check out while he's going to do that. I'll write that in the comments. But ATS Creative Academy, you know, they're doing a lot of things for the kids and all about the creativity. So we can't knock that, can we?
Nah, God, man. Hold on, give me a second. I'm just bringing something up.
And he's a wicked poet. And well, I'll let him share something with you.
All right.
There's something up there.
All right, I'll drop a verse for you guys, innit?
Thank
Is
you.
that all right?
That
Is that
is
right?
perfect.
All right, cool. Cool. I think I've done this one for you guys before, I'm not sure. But anyway, here we go. From the bright skyline, darkness beyond the mist, demons reigns over, believe just pissed. It's come to relieve Mother Earth from a soil of blood, retrieve all those trapped souls stuck in the mud. For Mother Earth's been crying for over 3 millenniums from the third world countries, westernized slums. Hearts are darkened by the eclipse and they don't see no sun. Daughters snatched from mothers, fathers losing sons. Why the hell should a good die young when fiends sniff and inject on the block just for fun? Young teens with a Glock, long pops on the block for funds. I can't believe how many young lives gone. Now the ghetto walls echo with Satan's laughter, drown the world in sin from the past we face after. So why are you surprised we're facing natural disasters? Most of this is caused by those brainwashing. Lying pastors, doctors giving warning afters, prime ministers, presidents acting kind of sinister. Don't forget the media, corporal, and the minister of defense hopping those shipments over the fence. Hence, why we're at the government. Played with Jar's covenant, took away our supplements and replaced it with settlements. But who's settling? Boy, there's a war, can you smell it brewing? We're buying up your ammo and I know you're brewing. Half of us ain't blind, we can see what you're doing. Confusing young souls so they turn in their own. No beliefs in the force, but believes in the chrome. As we walk through the city of the valley of death, we need help from the righteous, but there ain't much left. Surrounded by serpents in the heathen's nest, who impress thoughts to kill, spread the plague of death, and gain interest off of everyone's loss of breath. Hang a noose over your neck, and your soul they invest, a straight ticket to hell, they got you under arrest. Under Satan's dome with the demons they manifest. Yes. That's it from me.
And you said you ain't got no lyrics. Ah, my phone, I ain't got my phone.
I was looking for one on my computer and I thought, no, that would take too long. I must know one off my heart, boom, and that's the first one that come to mind, isn't it?
No, to be honest, I know them ones because it's happened to me before because I have mine on the internet and then you just sometimes need that, like, just to know it's there. It's like you don't even really need to look at it, but just having it there, it's sort of just, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And I haven't been performing for a hot minute, so I need to get back in gear as well. Do you know what I mean?
I think everyone else agrees you need to get back in performing because that was some fire right there.
Yeah, I will. I've got, I'm supposed to be organizing a live broadcast with London Hot Radio. So I'll keep an eye out on my Facebook and my Insta so everyone will know. It'll be between December and January and it will be a 12-track performance, guys. So yeah, keep an eye out for that.
You heard it here first.
Thanks again, man.
Fresh off the press. No, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. And
love.
You know, big love to ATS Creative Academy. Everyone check them out and keep up the poetry and get performing more. And stop using your phone as an excuse. Jokes.
You know
nah,
what?
big love.
Pick up.
What was you gonna say?
No, you know what? You're right. I gotta stop the excuse and start memorizing.
Well, nah, that was wicked though. Seriously, thank you so much.
Nah, that's all right, man. Love.
Anyone want to say anything about that before we move on? You know, just pure fire. Just drop it like that. Anyone got a fire extinguisher? Oh, my laptop's gonna die. My battery's always dying. Okay, well, bringing some more fire, yo. I don't. This is actually I should have put this in a different order because now we are bringing some more fire. Like, if you don't know about Red Medusa, then I don't know what rock you've been hiding under, and you need to know. She is an academic poet, like a health professional, like a creative soul through and through. And yo, if she's ready and in the building, I would love to put her on the stage. Red Medusa, you there?
Yo, sis.
Hello,
What's
greetings.
good? What's
Hello.
up? How you doing, guys?
All right, big love, big love. So glad to see you here. Did you catch any of Joe Anubis before that?
You know what I did? I just caught the last bit still. So I know I'm coming into a bit of a fire pit now. So I was gonna come with some black love, and now I'm thinking, boy, I don't know. I might have to come with some black rage instead. You know what I mean? Can
All right,
everybody
so-
hear me? Okay.
Yeah, loud and clear, looking good, beautiful.
Yeah, I normally have
Yeah.
like a little something hooked up to the ears and that. So, yeah. Hi everyone. Red Medusa, kind of veteran poet. Been around for a little while. Been doing this thing since I was 9. And yeah, I just thought I'd come and support Just Star and hail up the family. I don't really jump online too often. I'm a little bit elusive like that. I'll be doing those paid shows these days, you know what I mean? So, but it's all family. It's all family. So what are you saying, Just? What do you want me to come with? Because I've got so much. I've been working so hard.
I know, and that's the thing. And like basically like what you just said as well. So first of all, I appreciate you being here. I know what it's like, and you know, all of us are here just supporting each other, and you know how it goes. But you do a lot of things. I know you do stuff with the kids, and you're in the schools these days. And so just talk a little bit about, you know, what you've been up to, and then obviously we want to hear some bars, you know.
Oh my gosh, this year's been mad for me. I got a big headline at the South Bank this year. Had to curate a festival for Harm Reduction International. Ended up going into Sarah Bernal to talk to the young sisters about decolonizing themselves, as in not just from a race perspective, but also from a gendered perspective. Do you understand? And as Black women, we live in an intersectional reality where we don't just deal with racism, we deal with sexism too, right? So our experience is a very unique one. So I do a lot of work with young women around writing poetry that allows them to express some of the more nuanced experience they have. Outside of that, writing a book of poetry, which I should have done years and years ago. But you know how it goes in at Anubis. Sometimes things just get a little bit, you know. So, but yeah, I don't even know where to begin. Just I've been prolific this year. So it's kind of nice to just be here and hanging out with you lot and less pressured environments. You know what I mean? Lockdown was just full of online poetry events, and it's been a while since I did one as a guest. You know what I mean? More as a curator. So. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go on the website, Red Medusa, poetry by redmedusa.co.uk. Lots of information there, lots of work that I've done there. But yeah, that's what I've been on, just writing, collaborating, worked with Shingi from the Noisettes this year. Did some talks at Queen Mary University about decolonizing human public health, because my background is in health, in global and public health. That's where my degrees are at. So yeah, just a whole heap of things. It's been amazing. It's been a whole lot. Yeah, it's been a rough year, but it's brought the best out in me. I understand. So yeah, all good. Right. So I'm gonna come with oh gosh. Oh, what do you think, Josh? Should I come with some
Nothing to remember, like we know we're keeping it like PG.
PG, yeah?
Yeah, like, you know.
All right. I'm gonna do a really new piece that I performed a few weeks back, and it's called Little Green Friend. It's something a little bit different from what people usually hear from me, but it's the reality of many of us out here, and essentially it's about addiction, it's about problematic use of substances. It's about the realities that make those things necessary for so many of us. You understand? Lots of people have addiction to food, to social media, to ganja, to alcohol. We all have our vice, and this one was about mine. And it goes like this. It suppressed my aggression, my anger and depression, making a dark world disappear into puffs of sweet green smoke. Painful childhood memories of the need for a mother's love, a father's hugs, and not fully being able to comprehend who and what I was were expelled with every exhalation, temporarily smudged out of my mind, though my heart is still burdened by the hurt my family denied. Bags and bags of escapism supplied by 100 different dealers, though I never bought the weed they sold. I purchased a fleeting freedom. A moment of sometimes creative peace or minutes of meaningless laughter, followed by a heavy, dreamless sleep. In love with a substance that helped me to forget those things that tormented me, smoking to free my mind of stress, to halt the raging waves behind my eyes, to allow myself a moment of careless, wanton selfishness, where I could abandon the body that anchored me to this painful existence and exchange it for an emotionless daydream, blending into the beige of my smoker's corner, not able to comprehend the depths of the feelings I was swimming in, drowning in an ocean of unaddressed trauma, my smoke screen providing me with the shelter I'd looked for my whole life. But it was always temporary. Highs plunged into new lows, and every other night I'd walk to the closest payphone the moment my benefit check came in, usually at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and with every ring of the line, I'd grow impatient until he answered. Then I'd be up like a wired insomniac waiting for the doorbell to ring, becoming less fussed about whether the dealer would bring buds or dust as long as he bought me something. It wouldn't matter that I hadn't eaten in a week because nothing made me feel weaker than having to feel everything. I just wanted to breathe without crying, to be without trying. And smoking weed provided me with the opportunity not to care, allowing me to just sit there. Believe me when I say it's a space that's hard to leave and it calls you back whenever the world gets too heavy. I mean, all you've got to do is roll up, light up, kick back and be swept away into a purple haze where you can float on clouds of smoke for days until you're gently washed up onto reality's stony beaches, hungry, alone and depleted, wanting once more to go offshore. It's the most toxic of relationships, and yet to it I always return. To the familiar smell of burning herbs and Rizla papers, that comforting sting on the back of the throat, and then the calm before the storm every addict knows approaches. I take it right down to the roach every time, hoping this time might be my last, but my past won't leave me alone. And this crazy world has never felt like home, so as long as I have to wear a mask, this beautiful visual lie that convinces everybody that I'm fine, I'll stay lit. Craving freedom, bent on lightness, devoted to ignorance and to bliss, hooked on creative expression and color and deep sleep, until poverty and injustice no longer dictate the terms of my life, and this life permits me permission to live. I'll use because it provides me with the love my parents neglected to give. I enjoy feeling its calm settle my shattered nerves and dreams, which in my piece I reimagine and channel from my poetry. I feel the ganja flow through me. I feel the anger go quickly. The prickly bitterness of my disappointment in society becomes a distant memory, and in that second there is clarity. In that second I am fully me. Prison is worth the risk if I get to be happy for a little bit, to witness my inner scenery change from the sooty grey of a British winter to the candy floss pink bloom of a cherry tree. And if I had been given half the chance and opportunities my peers had in their adolescence, my adulthood wouldn't look like a deadly dance between lung cancer and encroaching criminality. We wouldn't be the key to the gateway of my sanity, and I wouldn't be locked into this relentless cycle of dependency on a little green friend I met on the stairs of my estate at 14, who stood by me through my losses and wins clean into my 30s. Maybe I'll get clean in my 40s, but I like this so-called dirty habit. So there you have it. My truth, the reasons behind my problematic use. If I gave up, I'd give up and wouldn't be here talking to you. I'll continue to purchase that fleeting freedom because nothing makes me feel weaker than feeling everything. This substance saved my soul from torment, and this poem is my proof. And that's Little Green Friend. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I've got 2 children, people, so I will be interrupted, all right? Mama?
It's all about the kids, you know, let them get involved. Wait.
Come if you're coming. All right.
We're going to have a little game at some point. Maybe the kids can get involved, like normally there's more kids.
It's all right. You know, Yemi just does what Yemi does. It's fine. So I'm gonna read some love poetry. I'm gonna do some Black love.
Hold on a minute, before you read that, yo, you got time? Can Wusa, like, hold on a minute. Like,
All right.
wow. Hello.
Say hello.
All right. That was some fire. Like, so many levels of deepness and realness, and just on the point, and the way that you've done it, yo, you know.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
I'm sure I see some other people clicking like me. Like, I was just like, whoo, yeah, you got some fire in the comments.
You know what? It's that saying, right? Those who feel it know it. You understand? It's one of them ones there. And you know, I'm an open book, as you know. I don't care to share my experiences or my truths, because at the end of the day, I'm a human being, right? And I'm not gonna pretend that, yeah, I'm okay with my child on Jeanette, it's fine. She does this all the time. Yeah, I don't mind not sharing my experiences and being honest about experience, because I think, you know, we're online on social media, we're always encouraged to pretend that things are perfect. We've all got the filters on, we're all out here pretending that we're all okay, mental health is just fine, you know what I mean, all of this stuff. But the reality is, we all have our coping mechanisms. The reality is that we're human beings, and regardless of what your vice is, we all have one, you understand? And just because one's legal and one's not, that doesn't mean that one's better than the other or whatever. It's just the reality of life. So I'm glad that you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, man, I heard that on some levels, but yeah, we won't go too deep into that. But real talk, that and as well, the escapism, it's the escapism, and you know, but
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, there's a well-known research paper by a man called Bruce Alexander, which is called Rat Park. And Rat Park talks about the substance that people use not being the issue, but rather the environment that dictates that they need to use or prefer to use as a means of distracting them from the cage that they're in. Do you understand? But lots of information on that another time. Okay, Mama, can you turn that down, please? Thank you. It's very loud. Thank you, my darling. Okay, so I'm gonna go into, ooh. All right, I'll give you guys an option. We've got Adonis or Goose Feather Duvet. So what are you saying? Goose Feather Duvet?
Come on, people, help us out. Yeah, we need some people, you know, what do you prefer? By the titles.
Goose Feather. I see Goose Feather down there.
Oh.
Woo.
Anyone else? Oh, another one, Goose Feather Duvet.
Goose Feather Duvet, okay.
That's actually what I've got. I've got a Goose Feather Duvet. It's annoying now though, man. Like, it all moves around too much.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love them.
All right,
okay.
There we go. Oh.
All right, I'm gonna do Goose Feather Duvet then, yeah? Cool. Adonis is beautiful. I know, Rihanna, Adonis is beautiful.
I've heard Adonis as well, but I've not heard the other one, so I'm kind of like, okay, that's cool.
All right, say no more. Okay. Goose Feather Duvet.
And there's my heart in my chest.
Yes, you have a heart in your chest, baby.
Yeah.
Shh. Ready? Shh. I long to be held in an embrace that feels like being surrounded by the warmth of a goose feather duvet. Like heavy scented, strong arms that wind their way around my waist, rooting me to the present, holding me still and keeping me safe. Few places allow me the space I need to rest and breathe, to take it all in. I hope to find my perfect peace reflected in him. Primordial silence punctuated by the pulse of a strong and steady heartbeat. As majestic as Everest he is, he always leaves enough room in the air for me to think clear thoughts, see with a clear view, removed from the world that exists solely to consume my soul. I want to be where nothing is the matter, nobody knows where I am, with who or why, my needs being met, feelings honored, body, mind and spirit satisfied. I wish I could reside in this fantasy, content with it all. Though I know it would be for only a short time before life resumed making its unreasonable demands on my life. So I'd savor every stolen moment, every salty bead of sweat, every delicate scent and every sacred second, riding on the lightning that strikes back and forth between our eyes, tracing the journey of his soul in the lines of his palms and gifting him with parts of mine, breathing deeply, being free, enjoying an underrated luxury. Until an unwelcome sunrise declared a new day, I'd remain indivisible from he who gives me this serenity. He who holds me close as I sleep, whose absence always serves to make his presence more sweet. Whilst he is away from me, I'm held by our memories, mind conjuring feelings of a gentle security I imagine, heavy, scented, strong arms wrapping themselves around my waist in an embrace that feels like I'm surrounded by the warmth of a goose feather duvet. Yes, goose feather duvet. I do love that. So go. Ones.
I don't know if
I
it's
did
my
want to
internet
end with
out a little bit at the end there. Sorry.
Sorry, sis.
I don't know if that was my internet. It was cutting out a little bit then. Is anyone else cutting out or was it just me?
I think it's mine actually. It's a bit temperamental.
But yeah, you're back to normal now. Sorry, yeah. I was about to say, like I said, I've got a goose feather duvet and I know them ones.
Ooh, yes. Well, I love a goose feather duvet.
They do say as well it's good for anxiety and it's good because it's like they say the weighted blankets and that in it's good for like anxiety and it is like a hug and like what you were saying, like and then you just back to wanting that hug again. Like I heard that,
Yeah, it's weighted blankets, everything, but yeah, I think I started writing a lot more of this kind of sensual stuff because I think we're constantly bombarded by trauma, you know what I mean? And blackness is always associated with trauma and sadness and poverty and crime and all of this bullshit, all of this bad stuff. And I think Black love needs to be framed as central. Trauma is, we experience this, but actually love, like the love that we have for each other despite the crap that we go through, I think more needs to be written about that. So I've kind of gone into my own kind of intimate moments and made them into poetry because I think we all can relate to Black love. We just don't get the time. You know what I mean? So with that, I'll do Adonis and then I'm going to stop hogging the mic, all right?
Yeah, you're good, man. Like I love the subjects as well because it's good to mix it up a bit. Like with my poetry, I'm quite stuck on like heartbreak poems and then trying to mix it up, trying to do different things. And it's good. The two things that you've done about so far, I love it. And so, yeah, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm normally on, you know me, I'm all about the politics and the injustice and stuff, but I'm actually fed up of talking about that at the moment. I'm just taking a breather from it, to be honest.
It's good to mix it up, and clearly you can still do the things about, like, the goose feather duvet, like, boom.
That's it. All right. So last but not least, Adonis. I lay in the safety of his bed, warm, naked, and silky smooth.
And I got a stick.
Observing the moments of I'll start again. Mama. Okay. I lay in the safety of his bed, warm, naked, and silky smooth, observing the movements of my muse. I stare at the deep crevice which curves and makes his back a delight to indulge in, licking my lips at the possibility of tasting his slightly salty black skin. My hands dare me to reach out and touch him when I see the firmness of his backside push against the thick fabric of his trousers. My eyes are satisfied when surveying the elegant strength of his legs and the hidden pleasures proudly nestled between them. He fills the room with a humble presence, walking like he's already won, talking with an eloquent, passionate tongue. The tones in the bottomless of the deep of his voice give me no choice but to pay close attention to the colors that drip off his lips, synchronized with the silent music made by sleepy flutters of his beautifully decorated eyelids, which frame ebony pools of immeasurable depth, concealed behind a captivating stare. His is a gaze that is hard to break away from, the kind that fixes you to where you stand, strips you down and leaves you bare, my pulsing body demanding that I share my physicality with this Adonis, who makes dust of my boundaries with a light touch and has created the throne on the side of his bed, taking an eternity to get undressed, knowing I yearn to unite with his flesh, he, the closest thing to touching God. Thank you. Yeah, I know that one is a little bit steamy, isn't it? I like it though. I like it. So thank you for having me, people. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for kind of dealing with me while I've got my little queen.
No, not dealing with you, yo. That's exactly how it goes. Family first, I'm glad. like see people in the thing like, you taking it there, sis, like, and I was like safe. I was like, woo, okay, right. I said PG, man, like damn.
Well, I mean, that's as PG as it's gonna get from me. That's me being good.
Yeah, well, you know, plus lyrics are lyrics, and you can look into it however you want, like a piece of like an artwork, you know. It's
That's it.
you take from it what you want to take from it.
It's all in the imagination, innit? It's not. I can't control what goes on in your head.
He's not got dirty minds, man. I know you was talking about like, you know, something so innocent and sweet, and they just went and took there. So blame them.
Well, I hope that I've warmed you all up a little bit on this dead winter day. I hope you guys are feeling a little bit like you want to peel off little claws and things.
Now, real talk, thank you so much for jumping on. Like, everyone check her out, poetrybyredmedusa.com. That's your website, isn't it? It's been shared in the link.
.co.uk, poetrybyredmedusa.co.uk.
It has been shared.
YouTube, Red Medusa, Insta, Red Medusa. You just look up Red Medusa. There's only one of me. Yeah.
Boom. You know that.
All
You
right.
heard it here first.
Okay.
And yeah, it's being posted in the comments by my lovely Natural Mystiques helping me out there in the
Thank
background.
you.
So yeah,
Thank
big
you.
love. Thank you to little one there.
No problem. Good luck. Have a lovely week, everyone. I hope your performances go really well, and I look forward to meeting with you again. Yeah.
Big up, sis. Love.
Take care.
And you. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, guys, told you bring a fire upon fire. Yo, we just threw petrol on the fire. You know, we just said jaw there, like, and then we just went. So I mean, we got some more. Like, oh, literally right on cue. Just admitted him into the room. We've got an artist now from Africa. Like, I should remember my stuff a bit more, but there's too much going on in my brain. Basically, this guy, Anifan, he literally turns waste into art. And when I'm saying like my guy is sick, like he turns like waste pipes and all kinds of mad stuff, just upcycles like stuff and tries to use it to put out a message as well about like the waste in the world, and about, you know, he's like a community leader and relationship builder. Yo, he's here now. He's gonna tell you a little bit more. But basically, obviously, I'm an artist, so I love that, and the fact that he upcycles stuff and it's got a message behind it. You know, very inspiring dude. So, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, you there? You gonna come on camera for us?
Yeah, just thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
You're very welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. Are you? What part of the country
Thank
are
you
you now?
so
Are you in this side or that side or?
I'm in
Hello.
the UK.
You're in the UK now, yeah? Because remember last time I spoke to you, you was not in the UK.
Yeah. So how's everything going? I've been listening to the show. I've listened to a couple of people, and it's quite interesting, encouraging. Share my art with you guys. And my name is Anifan Ben-Edet, and I studied visual arts from the University of Uyo. And I just wanted to do something more creative. I wanted to be different from every other person.
Your signal's breaking up a bit. I think it's where you're on the move. Hello, can you hear me? Is it breaking up for everybody else, or is it just me?
No, he's stopped. He's frozen for a moment.
And if
he keeps still while he's talking,
yeah. Thanks. I don't know if you can hear us. Guys, you know these things going, as you can see, he's on the move. Anifan, hello. Oh, a little bit signal. You if you can stay still or just take a moonwalk back. Go back to where you were so we got some signal, because wherever you are now, no signal. We might have to come back to him if we can't get him back on, because he's got some wicked works as well. Oh. Sorry, guys. Okay, might have to move on and come back to Anifan in a minute. Okay, yeah, let's move on. Well, next we have one of my homies, one of the Life in a Lockdown crew. Oh, hold on. Anifan, can you hear me?
If he manages to jump back in, I'll shut up and then he can continue.
Well, no, I don't want him to cut you off mid-flow. I will message him. I'll mute him now. Okay. Basically, I can't mute him. He's frozen completely. Next, we have the lovely Natural Mystique. If you don't know already, then I don't know where you've been living, what rock you've been hiding underneath, but she does everything. She's a creative soul through and through. So, and also my sister from another mister. So you want to take it away, Leash, or should I give you a better introduction than that? I'm sure I could do better than that.
No, that's all good. I'm not shy and coming forward. You know what I'm like. Afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. So I met Justina via a Zoom call called the Recovery College. And ever since then, we've kind of been inseparable virtually. And then I surprised her with a visit, and I'm going to move in with her at some point, basically. That's the way it stands.
Get rid of her.
I've become a stalker. So me, in regards to the creative side of things, I've been very fortunate as a child. My parents invested in me and sent me to private school for a few years. So I did tap, ballet, modern, and then I was at church and I was in the choir and that sort of stuff. So, there was different elements of my life that kind of infused and encouraged a creative streak. So I am very, very fortunate, is like I said, to have both parents in my corner championing to basically just say, do whatever you want, whether it be, industrious or creative or whatever it is, but just follow your dreams, follow your passion. Anywho, life didn't pan out that way. And I've had 1,000,001 jobs. And I say jobs because they were just over brokes. And sometimes in the meantime, I always wrote stuff, journaling, diary kind of thing, whether it be podcast or verbal poetry, whatever it is. I just had to get some stuff out of my head because I felt like I was just losing it. So last year, I was very fortunate enough to be part of this bad boy, which is Life in a Lockdown. Sorry about the shiny light on there. I have to hold it that way. Behind closed doors. So Life in Lockdown 2020. This was the first of the 2 books that we have. The second one is about to come out. So that was my first opportunity to kind of collaborate with a load of other women in the first book. It was just women. And that kind of started off the whole book thing. And I started writing my own book, which is coming next year in April. But I also had the opportunity, because when people say they're not creative or they don't sing or they don't draw, I don't have children. So I always struggled with the whole creativity thing, thinking that it was something that only children did, or you should have children in order to sort of be part of certain events or part of things that children do. So I'm a mentor part-time. And then last year, a good friend of mine and now sort of colleague, Winsome, I will mention her because she's wonderful, but she helped create this lovely little book here. And I say little, but it's not little, it's doing really, really well. And this is called The Popcorn House. This is one of the original covers, so you might see it slightly different on Amazon now. But I actually inspired the children to draw some of the characters just from my appearance, just from one of the hats that I wore when I was online, just from one of the names that people call me. So as adults, I just want us all to bear in mind how important it is, because children are always watching. They are always listening. They are always observing what it is that we do. So whether you're being positive in their life or negative in their life, they are going to learn it either which way, and they learn through copying, and then they, so just be aware of that, is what it is that I say, is that somewhere children are always looking at you, even when you think they're not. And that whole thing about, children being seen or not heard, I was also raised in a very similar environment, where there were things that I wanted to say to my parents that was happening, and I didn't feel as the confidence, or I was able to. And then when I did, it was a massive shock to them, because they weren't prepared for the level of conversation either. So again, as a mentor, as a guide to younger people, I feel like the conversation has to be continuously flowing. Please don't ever think that because they've stopped talking, they've got nothing to say. Usually when they stop talking, it means that there's a lot going on up here and they don't know how to get it out. So you may have to use prompts, you may have to use pictures, you may have to use all sorts of different mediums to be able to have that conversation with a younger person. Don't pressure them, they will come to you. You just got to give them the space the confidence that they know that if they do come to you, you've got their heart at the center of everything that you do with them. Yeah, they're precious. I want you all to remember that they are little miracles until they get to about 5, and then they turn into other little things. But I'm only kidding. But I sort of went through my phone with Justina the other day, should I say, sorry. And I actually found a couple of really old bits that I'd written. So I'm gonna read one piece, and then if you lot have got any questions or anything for me, please feel free to dump them in the chat. But yeah, this was kind of what was happening around this sort of time. So maybe you'll be able to sort of ascertain what type of poetry or spoken word that I do. Is very real. It's not scary, but it's very realistic. So here goes. This hasn't got a title. I'll just be honest. It's just something I wrote. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking at my door? OMG, it's the feds. Come to tell me my child is dead. Another prince, pure bloodshed. Mama hole her belly, father hole him head. Sister can't sleep, scared of the dread. And now them have to find the money to bury, cremate their dead. Send them to where it's always sunny. Times like this ain't bloody funny. So as we cry, get angry, fuss and fight, remember someone's RAP tonight. Second verse, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everyone I know is up late. Talking, cussing, asking why, as we send another to the sky. Some cry, some rock, others shake. This pain is immense, we just can't take. More senseless killings, it's not fake. A smile, a spirit, a soul to break. But as we rise and shine this dark morn, somewhere, somehow, another life is born. We got tears rolling and feelings torn. So let's unite together before another life is gone.
Ish. No, I can't, because I love you so much as well. Just my heart's cracking.
No worries, man. No worries.
Yeah, look, Janette's put my heart, same Janette. So I can't imagine your heart. That's our heart breaking for you to your heart, you know?
That was the time where I was working with a charity called Standing With Our Children. And I was literally going out to schools in Northwest London and escorting children home because they were so scared of the violence on the streets, or, you know, having to go through an area that their ops live in and all of this kind of foolishness. So yeah, it comes from a very, very deep and meaningful place when I put pen to paper. It's not just for the sake of it. It's my legacy. It's what I want to be remembered by, and how my life has been.
And that's why I wanted you on, because I knew that you would be real, and you know, that's what it's about. You know, we're not trying to say the world is full of roses and everything's going to be okay. Just think positive and everything's going to be okay. You know, we're just trying to give you a little tool, give you some tools and a bit of creativity, a way to just try and escape that for a few minutes, or have your voice, or like what you were saying. So yeah, I love that. Well, I don't love that. I love that, you know, the way that you're using that. But Karen, tell us some more about the other things that you do, because you've not really given yourself credit for all of the things that you do.
Okay, so currently I am a trainee apprentice engineer. I say trainee, just an apprentice engineer. I will be qualified next year at sort of this sort of time, so there'll be another celebration. But that means that it just opens up a whole new world for me. Complete change of direction from what I've ever done in the past. I also have it was a side hustle last year, but it now developed itself into a business because everybody got really excited. So I do something called Resonate with Rena, whereas I pour different objects and different things bespoke out of epoxy resin. So yeah, there's podcasts, there's YouTubes, there's all sorts of things. But if you just type in Natural Mystic, the way it's spelled down there, into YouTube or Google or anywhere like that, I'll pop up basically. And Resonate Arena with Rena is attached to Natural Mystic and myself. So yeah, you definitely can find me wherever you need to. I'm just going to read something else, one last little bit, just purely because it's quite funny. Prose. Oh, my eyes just saw it, so I'm just going to see if I can. Okay. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Hang on a sec. Oh, I can't find it. All right, I'll have to share it.
Don't stress. No, don't stress. Take time.
No worries. It was just something that I wrote. It was just really weird. You know, when you read something that you wrote a few years ago and you kind of go, oh, was that me?
Trust me, I'm lucky if I can read the writing first.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things. All right, here we go. I'll read this one instead. This one's actually quite clean. I do write not juicy stuff, but like I said, it's just a bit.
Remember PG, man.
Yeah, no, this one's definitely PG. So this one, like maybe the younger people will relate to this. It's quite funny. How are you gonna say we met? Swipe right, double tap, or slid in the DM?
Hold on, one sec. What's the noise in the background?
Oh, it's all right.
Everyone, if you're not muted, can you just mute? I'm just going.
That's what
Right.
it is. Yeah, it's all right. Someone just joined.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to hear Leash properly in a moment. Let her do a poetry properly.
No
Go on.
worries. No worries. Yeah, this was quite funny. So again, no titles. How are you gonna say we met? Swipe right, double tap, or slid in the DMs, then the top 10. Hi, how are you doing? What's your name? Where are you? Do you have a job? Got kids? You single? Nah, I'm whole, better half, other half. You've got 1, 2, or 3, and maybe just one of many. Side piece, half a chick, not a wife, but you come with too much trouble and strife. I had a feeling you lot would like that one. I'm sure we can all relate to the DMs. But yeah, see, so it can be dark, it can be comical, but it's just me. It's literally just stuff that happens. And sometimes I write in the moment, and then other times it kind of stores up and then it comes out in these little bursts, and then there's pages and pages and pages and pages of writing. So yeah, there's no method to my badness, but I get it done.
No method to my badness. No method to my creativeness.
Indeed, indeed.
I know it don't roll the same, but you know. we're
As you
pushing
can hear, thank you, Hanifa. Thank you, G. Thank you, Janetti. Thank you, ATS, Jared. Thank you so much indeed. Yeah, so I'm a bit warm now sitting under all these lights. So I'm going to go so I can turn my camera off.
She's gonna get naked. All right.
It's PG.
I didn't say the word. Yeah, so everyone check out Leash, and like she said, she's a creative in many platforms. She didn't even do a self-service there. She does loads of things. I've been posting some, so has the lovely Rihanna been posting some of her links to some of her work, and we're also in a play together with Janetti, who's coming up. If we might have Anifan come back on, but if not, Janetti's next. But Janetti Barrett, the legend, the G, she's doing some plays. I was in the last one, bigging myself up there. And Leash came with me, supported us, and Leash is a sick actress, and she is in the pantomime and the play, and yo, so check her out. She's got so many what is it, bowls to that, what's the saying? Someone help me out, people.
I would just say that I've got a lot of personalities going on in here, but they're all harmless.
Yeah, but
She got
that's
so
like
many
on the another medical care thing.
She got so many strings to her bow.
That's the one, Hanifa. Thank you. See, Hanifa, and everyone's what Hanifa got me back into the poetry. So you know, I love my spoken word. It's another little string to my bow. Like so. Anyway, everyone check her out. Natural Mystic, part of Life of the Lockdown, or we've got a new book coming out. Yo, let me plug our book while we're here. Life Out of Lockdown. Hanifa's in it, V's in it, I'm in it, Leisha's in it. Who else in the room is in it? D Bailey, big up D Bailey if you're there. If I don't know, we've got to push that because that's coming out like before Christmas. So get ready. You know, if you want a signed copy, you know, I'm ready. She ready too. Oh, love. All right, so moving on. And Ethan, are you back in the building, my friend? So guys, just because we lost him before, and if we can get signal back, we'll jump back onto it. Hello, sir. You're on mute.
All right.
Hello. Right. Yeah, if you can stay still. Sorry about that. We could hear you fine and it just dropped off.
I'm outside. I'm sorry, I'm outside.
You're standing by a sign that says Wi-Fi. It's very, very ironic. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, please carry on, continue. Maybe reintroduce yourself and let us know.
Okay, I'm Onyefon Ben Edet, and I'm a visual artist, and I wanted to be different from every other artist because I see paintings, sculptural works, ceramics, and all of that. So I want to do something different. I wanted to affect my society with my art, and I realized people were doing all sort of arts like abstract and realism and all the stuff of art. And to me, it was boring, so I needed to do something new. So I ventured into upcycling, and when I started upcycling, it's I knew I wasn't going to make much money from it anyway, but I just wanted to affect my society. That's just what I wanted to do. And Nigeria is a place where is messed up with a lot of junks and a lot of dirt, and the waste is not being utilized properly as it's been done in modern countries where they recycle, waste product bottles and all of that. In Nigeria, everything just goes, into the river and kills fishes and living organisms in the water. So I wanted to preach against that with my art. I wanted to give my art more value. I wasn't looking at the money aspect, but I was looking at, the environment, the environmental hazards was causing breeding mosquitoes and also defacing the view of the cities. You could see pile-ups of junks, rubbles, almost everywhere in the city. So
can you just explain to people, obviously, because you were living in Nigeria and you were seeing this firsthand, and obviously we in the UK, we don't see and experience, as you're then like how it is and the extent of what the impact of what you were trying to do and what you were doing and the message and the community stuff, because obviously here it's a complete different world, literally.
But at the same time, the message still comes down to the UK, because I've been here for a couple of weeks, and I've seen people also throw out their stuff. Like where I live, I can just come outside and by the refuse, I see people throw away their chairs. People throw away. I've even seen a mattress, a fresh-looking mattress, thrown away.
You're not seeing those sofas yet. You'll see whole houses. You'll see sofas, TVs, everything in the hallway, in alley hallway.
Pardon? Can you come again?
Sorry?
I didn't get you.
Sorry, no, I was saying in this country, you will see like sofas, mattresses, beds, TVs, everything in the alleyway.
Yeah. Yes, they have a problem here too with waste. People don't know how to, turn this thing into art. People just give up on stuff. People have a bottle and you just finish using it, you throw it in the trash. You give up on it.
Oh, signal's gone again. But everyone, obviously you can hear the message, and personally, everything that I can recycle, I recycle. I actually I'm a bit of a weirdo when it comes to recycling, but also as well, then I use everything to, let's say, paint palette. Everything's a paint palette before it goes anywhere, But and if we make some, I wish that he was able to show some of his pieces, but if not, I think his stuff's been shared in the thing, so I'm gonna share it again. He's got some wicked pieces, and they're like cultural pieces that is made from waste pipes in Nigeria when he was living there just a few weeks ago. And basically, the message and the idea, and it's literally taking away some of the rubbish as well. So sorry we lost signal again. But yeah, as you can see, like Rihanna says, love that. It is a wicked message. We don't know how to be resourceful because we live in a throwaway society. Yes, Janette, it's very true. Hi, Anything, you're back again. Hi, I was just letting people know a little bit about your artwork, and because obviously I was hoping to show some of your artwork today, because obviously I've been lucky enough to see some of it, and I was saying, can you hear me? I was saying about some of your cultural pieces that you made out of the waste pipes and that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can hear you good. Oh, you can't hear us.
Okay.
You hear? Can you hear me?
I'm also trying to, back here down here in the UK, I'm also trying to teach people how to turn their trash, their waste, their little ornaments, objects into art. And I don't know if I can share photos of some of my work so
Yes,
everyone
please
can
do.
see
Please do.
what
I
I'm
was just
talking
trying to
about,
tell
'cause I've gone
people.
to. Okay, you can let me share.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't share. It's saying that only the old can share. So if you have it, probably you can put it on the screen for everyone to see. Like, I go to refuse dumps, I go to dumpsters and I pick up waste pipes. Waste pipes are the ones you channel from your toilet to the main, to where it flows into. You understand?
You
So
should be
I
able to
go, I
share
pick up
now.
waste pipes.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, I pick up waste pipes and most of them that I pick up, I actually find I find feces in them. These are my works. You can see those standing pipes there. Those are waste pipes.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
And most of these pipes, I find feces in them. And I clean them up with my hands. And I wash them. And I wrap them up with canvas. I wrap them up with canvas. And I now start painting on them. Those figures there, I call them, this particular works. This work is titled The King and His Horsemen. You can see the king and the queen. They are the little ones standing there. Then behind them are the horsemen standing. So let me show you another one. Let me show you another one. Let's see another one. This one's, if you can see these ones are, you can see the bottles. You can see the boxes. We have calabash there. I didn't pay for any of these things. I didn't buy any of them. I got them from dumpsters. I picked them up and I washed them and I wrapped them up with canvas and I painted on them. So this work is titled The Royal Family. You can see that's the king and the queen, and the king's paraphernalia is the stuff he has in his courtyard. So those are the things he has in his courtyard. He has a table, he has a stool, he has ornamental objects too. You can see the king and the queen behind. They are wearing their cap, their art, which shows that they are royals. So I've done so many works. I've picked so many things which are wasted and I didn't buy them. I didn't pay a dime for them. And they became works of art where people get to, I sell most of them. People get to admire them. So it's not everything you throw away. Some of them can be used to preach about how we can make our environment safe. Some of them can be used to preach about how we can make our waters and our rivers safe for ocean life. Let me see if I can share one last photograph of my work. Let me
Please
share
do.
one last photograph. Yeah, this one. You can see those two tall pipes standing at the ends. Each of them is 6 feet tall. This particular work was very tasking for me. It took me weeks to finish painting them because they were very tall, 6 feet tall. And the dexterity and the detailing was very, very tedious for me because I needed to bend and make sure I don't spill the colors, and it was very tasking for me. And each of them, like I said, is 6 feet tall. So thank you.
No, seriously, thank you. This is what I was trying to express to people as well. Like, I love where you're coming from, the angle of your work, and obviously the word in it. You know, I don't know if you noticed. Like, so I love art in all its forms. And when I first met you and saw what you were doing and the impact that you was having on, you know, the message is so pure and clear, and it's not like you're just saying it, talking it, you're doing it, you're pushing it. And I know you do other things in the community and that as well. So, you know, this guy is not just, this is the whole event. Like, these people are not just doing a bit of art or doing a bit of this just for their own benefit. They're pushing stuff for other people, and this is what it's about. We're all here. Like, my motto is let's complete each other rather than compete with each other, and this is what we're doing from across the world. And I know he's in the UK at the minute, but yeah, my guy has been doing this from across the pond for a long time. So please check him out. His information is in. Oh, does he have a workshop? We've got some messages there. Yeah, anyone want to say anything? Sorry, me waffling there away. Does he have a workshop or go into schools? Yeah, do you? Because obviously I know things have changed up for you a little bit.
Okay, I have a question there. If I have a workshop or I go into school, while I was in Nigeria, I was teaching art. So I also teach my students upcycling, and in the UK now. I'm just relocated to the UK. I would love to do workshops. I would love to help the community. I live in Sheffield now. So if anyone has a way I can help the people in Sheffield or other parts of the UK to do workshops, I'll jump in on the train. I'll do it.
Well, you'll be leading the train, I think, because you're very inspiring, and what you're doing is already sending a message, and you can tell them, you know, from the things that you've seen and done across the years. So I think there's probably connections to be made, and obviously, you know, like Life in a Lockdown crew, and that there's, you know, there's lots of stuff that we can be working on together as a community. So yes, please check him out. Love, thanks for showing me some of your work. I was just telling them when you froze, I was trying to explain to them, so I'm glad you showed them. Yeah, like, that's real art. That's literally upcycling at its finest. I love that. No, thank you, sir. Thank you. Showing another like role model, another strong man that's you know, doing things for the community, pushing things, and yo, there we go. Check him out. All right, thank you. Next up, big up. We have the amazing, like, how many things can I say about this next person that's coming up? Are you ready? Like, I hope she's ready, because geez, like, she is a mentor to me. She is an inspiration to me. She is a actor, a producer, a poet, a health professional. She's just a real OG. So Janette Barrett, are you in the building? Because I need you to jump on screen, inspire everybody like you do to me every single day, every time I speak to you. Where are you at, Queen?
I'm here. I'm here. Can
Hello.
I hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Am I loud and clear? Am I
Yes,
coming
you
through
are.
the airwaves in power?
Always in power. This lady is like
Okay.
a ray of sunshine. So I say no more. Take it away.
Okay. I am mindful of the time, first of all. Okay. So I had a few things that I was going to say, but
Don't worry about the time. The last act. No. The last act is not able to be here now, and that was going to run over time. So we're good. Don't worry.
Okay, well that's fine.
I make time for you, Janette. You're good.
Thank you. I have been very observant of the guests that have been on, and what I've chosen today is a poem called Patchwork Quilt. But before I go there, I want to say who I am and why I am who I am. My name is Janette Barrett, aka Miss Lyricist B, aka Janette Machete. The reason for all of those AKs and those alter egos is because we all have extra personas, and we all have to bring those extra personas on in life at any given time. And when we are going around in our everyday lives, we have many hats. We have a hat for our work colleagues and our work situation. We have a hat for our family. We have a hat for our friends. But sometimes we don't have a hat for ourselves. Sometimes we do not have a hat for ourselves, and we lose ourselves, especially when we are a mother or a wife, a girlfriend, husband, or whatever. We forget who we are. So I decided a few years ago to name my alter egos and my other personas in order to own the whole of myself and to make all of us become one, to acknowledge 100% my true identity and who I am. And the reason for that was because for a long time, I didn't know who I was. I lost myself because it's something that we do in life when life takes us away from living. Therefore, we are just existing. And we are on this train to a destination that we don't know where the stop is going to be, where we fall off. No one knows our time. So we have to make the time that we know we are having the best time we can have. And that is to be authentically ourselves and not to lose ourselves in the midst of others and others' influences and environments influences that impregnate us with viruses and diseases that multiply in our facets of our being and disrobe and dilute and destroy who we are. So me as a creative, first of all, I'm a retired psychiatric nurse. And at a time when I wanted to deliver the best care to people, I couldn't, because being in the NHS, I felt that everything that I studied for to be the best of the best I could be in that job, I was only dabbling with one patient at a time on a conveyor belt style setting, which I abhorred. I couldn't stand the fact that I studied so long as a dyslexic person with dyscalculia to meet those exam results, to pass those exam results, and to practice my art on people, and then only to be able to do an essence of it and move on to the next person as if I just gave them the starter and left out the main meal and the dessert and moved on to another person as if, okay, that's enough of you now, go on to the next one. That wasn't Janetti. When Janetti delivers in power. Janetti delivers 100% of herself because Janetti wants 100% of herself to be returned. Janetti is all about love and gratitude. So therefore, I named all of my personas and we became one because all three are one. If God Almighty needs to have a 3-in-1, then how can I deny any other of my personas? They must be named. They must be lifted up, and we must join in union together in order to be authentically ourselves. So that is the essence of me. I now run from 2004 a one-to-one bespoke type of care, birth to the grave, or anyone that has any form of mental health illness or issues. And that means everybody, because there's not one of us that's listening now that gets up every single day 100% positive and ready to seize the day. Yeah, let's go, let's have this. We all have our vices. We all have things that we need to turn to level ourselves so that we can perform at our best and be excellent within it. And we all take back home heavy shoulders. So I create in my writings, I create in my plays, I create in a way that I know I want to receive, so I give out in that way. I have written an autobiographical trilogy of my own, and I've also joined forces in 6 other anthologies, one of them being the one that Leisha was in, or we call a Natural Mystic, which is a life in a lockdown. So I was part of that one too. And I'm part of another 5 and the 3 of my own, which if you just tap into Google or tap into Amazon and books by Janetti Barrett, you will see my 3 books. And I've just been nominated as author of the year by my publishing group. So this woman here with dyslexia and dyscalculia, who thought at one time she couldn't deliver, couldn't give of her own, decided to make all of her personas the one. And as soon as she did that, she was able to come full throttle and take or seize the day with all of the essence that she has. So I encourage all of you to do the same. Don't divide yourself in a way that you've become lost. Your namesake, Hanifa, Justa, anyone else that is on here, Veronica Ebanks, don't lose yourself in the vast majority of your egos. Name them, come together, complete them, and own yourself. Then you become the empress that you are. Then you own your sovereignty, your regality, because we are all kings and queens. We come from royal soil. Our DNA is authentic, the original of all species. Let me leave that there. So, as Just Star says, and Natural Mystic said as well, I produce plays. I've been doing one-woman shows for a very, very long time, all in all since 1993. And self-funding them myself, but giving a message of mental health in all of them. I've been doing it in prisons, in refugees, in schools, in church halls, in libraries, anywhere that would take me, and delivering a message. But I didn't join social media till 2016 when I was nominated for Carer of the Year, and I came second in the Midlands. And that was astonishing because no one knew of me. I wasn't on social media. I had to dive into social media and says, hello, my name is such and such, and I've been nominated for Carer of the Year. Then all of a sudden, it was, I know that face, and things came in. I didn't know where they were coming from. I didn't know how to respond. I didn't know how to use social media. I didn't even have an up-to-date phone. My phone was still a flip top, you know. I was so behind. I had no idea what was going on. And then when I got a call to say that, you know, I'm a finalist, I said, how did that happen? Word of mouth. Word of mouth is the key to show the essence of who you are, to show your authenticity, to show that you matter, to show that you have inspired people. Natural Mystic says that, be careful of who is watching you. Children watch and hear everything, everything, everything. Believe me, many things in my life started from the age of 2. I was a carer to my autistic sister at the age of 2, and I managed it. 2 years old, 2 years old. If you've got a child who is 2 right now, 4, 5, 6 even, imagine them looking after an autistic person, 11 months their junior, all the way through school, and then a mother and father who was ill on top, and themselves. That is the person you're looking at and listening to right now. Do not underestimate the power within yourselves, because it is there, and you don't know that it's there until when you have to use it. We are all a patchwork quilt. And the beauty of creatives being a patchwork quilt is that each one of us makes our own square. We weave it, we embroider it, we sew around the edges, we crochet it, we knit it, whatever form of that square that we have. When that patchwork quilt of our squares comes together in a creative way, it becomes a blanket that can cover a multitude of people, that can warm a multitude of people, and that can influence a lot. There's a big story and a lot of effort in a patchwork quilt. And this is what I'll end with. My patchwork quilt. When I mean to do what I mean to do, I mean to do it in power. What is the point if I don't? Then complain if my aim doesn't reach my agenda. Everything that I am within has been granted to me by the grace of a divine power. Only I would let myself down and slip my crown by allowing myself to listen to the false agendas of the pretenders. Because my destiny is marked out already, so I'll reach it eventually. It is for me, therefore, to fall in line with the divine time and manifestation of my faith and positivity. Whether I step into it fast or steadily, strong, weak, or simply gingerly, I'll still reach what I mapped out for me. Every step upon the track of that map that I have laid was made to impregnate at least one person's mentality, because I believe in the cycle of life. The reasons for seasons that come when there is strife, and why we then see ourselves in others. Resonate and learn as we yearn. To become mothers and fathers and nurture, whether we are mothers or fathers, we nurture. Because the spirit of care amplifies when we ourselves need care, need love, need strength and grace from above. Yet we sometimes forget that it's already there, impregnated, but underestimated, because we've allowed the frost from the lost, the ones we call wicked, to burn what's been planted. All what we are is a patchwork quilt of skills, not yet woven together. So when I mean to do what I mean to do, I do it in power, because I do not know the hour when the patchwork quilt of my skills will be woven together to warm another, to guide another. When I am gone, I only know that my patchwork quilt of skills, called legacy, will be worn by many, and the cycle of my life lived will become the thorn in the side of those who foolishly chose to become my enemy. Thank you.
Anyone got a mic I can drop?
That's all I have to say.
Yo, anyone do no clicks? I was like, pop, 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 shots fired. Boom, 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 boom. Like, sorry, anyone, like, not condone it, but it's just a whew, fire.
Deep stuff, sis. Thank you, Queen.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Together, the power that we have, and sometimes we don't know. You know, there's many of us walking in life with only a third of ourselves. With only a third of ourselves.
Oh God, yeah.
And any one of us with any essence of faith in any genre of religion, and I don't check for religion, I check for spirituality, you understand me? Because if I checked for religion, I would follow every religion. And religion is a dictator. Okay, you follow your spirituality, you follow that natural pull and that force and that core strength, which is the conscience. And if God Almighty above the universe, the spirituality force that divides us and divines us and creates us and delivers us, can speak in the power of three, then never deny the rest of you. Never deny the rest of you. Stop dividing yourself and this, that, and keep separating, because the wedge between the separation that you keep doing, I'm like that, then when you get home, you're acting your way through life. You're acting your way through life. Stop it. Stop it, because you're losing yourself. You're losing yourself the more you act. The more you act, the more it becomes real, and you forget how to return to yourself. Name those personalities, own them, bring them together into your namesake, your namesake. And when your children are saying, mommy this, mommy that, say inside your head your name. Say inside your head your name. Remember who you are.
Can I just say as well, because Janetti is one of these people that obviously I've already spoke quite highly of her, as you can tell. Like, I've got a lot of love for Janetti. But like, real talk, the first time I met Janetti, didn't know her. It was on was it the Black Bookcase or was it International Women's Day? Black Bookcase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
Global
one of
Black
these
Bookcase.
things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was on a Zoom like early on in this year, and I was new to these Zoom things, new to talking about my life and my artwork and Red Tear. Then I was just talking, saying, I just did it in as well. Like, oh, I just did this, I just did it. And like, obviously my name's Justa, Misdemeanor. And then Janetti, for the first time meeting her, she was like, no, there is nothing just about you. I know your name's Justa. She's like, you are a great star, you are a yes star. And everyone here, you are justice, anything, you are great, you are a star, like take away the just. And I was like, and every time now I even hear my name, or I even tell myself, I'm just doing it. I'm like, here Janetti saying, you are great star, you are yes star, you are my star. Like, she literally just, and then has given me such a change in the way I speak to myself. And that's as well another thing that's so vital and so important that people don't understand, and and believed in me. And luckily now I'm so blessed that Janetti is in my life, and I can ring her on the touch of a button. And when they play together, and Janetti's put it like when I say this woman's got talents beyond, like, I'm not just saying it, like, you're not ready. And like she don't just do it. It's not about her, it's about everybody else,
Yes. Yes.
And from that day when I met you, man, you've always done that for me. You've always been that person to just, and I just want everyone to love you too, because you deserve it.
Patchwork quilt, darling. Patchwork quilt.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
I'm
And when
stitching outside the lines, man. I
patches-
can't stay in the box. I'm stitching outside the
That's
lines.
it.
Sorry to the next person.
When the patches come together of that patchwork quilt, each one of those quilt squares or hearts or whatever they are, sewn, woven, knitted, crochet, whatever.
Taped on.
It could be small, but it's done by hand. Everything that you have is done by hand. And then when it is joined together,
power.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I had to use patchwork quilt because all the essences that's coming off everybody. The guy with doing the recycling, the pipes.
Oh, and Ethan, yeah.
And it says the pipes that we shit in her.
Literally.
Right? So look what can come from shit. You understand me? Right? The beauty from shit pipe. Right? And we are in awe of that. But he was willing to lower himself to pick up the garbage and then to raise what the garbage can become.
That's because the message, as you know, like the message is, it speaks way more than that. And that's the whole point. And, he's physically getting his hands dirty. It's like what people talk.
Exactly.
Man's getting his hands dirty and doing what needs to be done and speaking.
That's right. Showing what can be done. But there's a moral in that too. When we are down and flat, prostrated on the ground, and we think we can't go no further. We can't go no further. And we feel like shit. What can come from that?
Beauty.
When you are down on the ground, flat, prostrated out, you can only reroot. You can dig your roots further down and let those roots spread and come out of being pot bound. If you got a plant that is pot bound, you take that plant out that was withering and dying, and you spread the roots of that pot-bound plant, and you put it in some fresh soil, and you water it a little bit, you can get 2, 3 or 4 plants out of it. You see the beauty there? That one dead pot-bound plant was dry, but you
Roses
spread
really
the
grow
roots. And it grew. We can grow into forests when we allow our square of that patchwork quilt to connect to another patch and another patch and another patch and another patch. That is unity. That is Ubuntu. That I could go into Kwanzaa, I could go into the whole thing.
I gotta break it down. I love you. Like, I will.
That is it.
But you want to big up anything else, big yourself up, because like obviously we know that you're a loving, caring person. I've already told everyone, like, not that they should believe it just because I've said it, but If you don't know, you need to know. But tell them what you're doing, anything they need to know, any tags,
Yeah,
handles.
I'm just saying, I know that you, Yes Star, Great Star, are going to be posting about our plays that are happening. We have got a play that is happening on March the 6th next year, all being well with the Omicron something. I try if it knock me down. Okay, and that is for the beginning of the No More movement. And we can all say no more of Omicron, no more of racism, no more of sexism, no more of political divide, no more of generational divide, no more of women peer, men peer, no more of this postcode lottery business. You can't get meds, you can't get this, no more. We can say no more to so many things. That play means a lot to me to put that on the beginning of that No More movement, March the 6th. And my theatre company is basically tragedy and comedy. So we have that one first. And then at the end of the year, hopefully all being well, God bless me for that. God bless all of the cast, my troupe, okay, that we have a pantomime. We have a pantomime, a black patois pantomime coming.
I want to go on.
Right. And it is called Queenie Dreadlocks and the Three Airs. Let me hear you. Queenie Dreadlocks and the Three Airs.
Are you that?
Yes. And we have names like Prince Sidon Ponit. We
Boom,
have
boom.
Prince Jack It Up.
Bring
We
it
have
in.
Prince Joe Go Slow. We have Evil
Yeah, tell him
Empress
my road, tell him my road,
Exaggeration.
tell him my
We
road.
don't have a fairy godmother. We have a fairly good morning. We don't have a maid Marian. We have a scullery maid Scallion.
That's
Let me
me.
hear you. We have names in this pantomime. We have joke. We have laughter. We have lifting up our Black community. Say we are more than ordinary. Oh.
We have vibes.
And we've
Vibes.
got a male actor in the audience. I think you
Yes.
better book him quick and fast.
Yo.
Yes. In pantomime, we have the males playing the females and females playing the males. It's all part of the joke. It's all part of the thing. It's lovely. And we have a lovely Chef Khan Beefy. We have a lovely Chef Khan Beefy, you know, that going to make enough dumpling and saltfish and hacky. Oh, God.
Next where I'm from, see England.
I'm going to end now on a little flavor. It's a little song that's in the thingy bob that I made up. Get up every morning, go make me breakfast. Drink glass of water, squeeze in some lime. Whoa. And the sun just a shine. Pop, 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 pop. Fry up me dumpling, hacky and saltfish. Cut up me callaloo ever so fine. Whoa. And the sun just a shine. Pop, 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 pop. Me love Jamaica, man, me love Jamaica. Sit down outside, catch breeze on the veranda. Nothing comes sweeter than me coconut water. Oh. Jamaica so nice, like sugar and spice. Stew peas, white rice. Soak your finger them twice. Whoa, Jamaica so nice. Yes, the Israelites. So that's the spin. So we're taking the joke out of the authentic things, adding little lyrics and stuff like that to it, changing up the names, changing the narrative, and making it Black. Because we need a Black pantomime. Long are the days with the real McCoy and all them things are all gone. They're all on YouTube or BBC Three, or then at 11 o'clock at night, so you'll have to search for them. We need to, after this pandemic business, what's going on and on and on. Yeah. We need to laugh. We need to bring our thing there. Innocent laughter, because there's a lot going on. And the mental health that we've got, the best thing for mental health is laughter. Laughter is good medicine. Good Guinness punch, good sexy juice, good carrot juice.
Sexy juice. Sexy juice them.
Good Irish mash. Good.
So yo, this year's pantomime, so just get ready to be disappointed, because once you've seen, you might think this is good this year, and then when you see next year's pantomime, you're gonna be like, whoa, there we go. Pantomime
Yeah.
for us, for them, for everyone. You know, we're bringing the vibes, like Jeanette said. You know, we've got lyrics, just pure joke.
Yeah, and the cast, honestly, I prayed about this a long time, because I wanted a cast. I've done plays and I've wanted a cast, and I wanted a cast that gel and just wanted to come together and really bring their authenticity. And yeah, this cast now is a real troupe. A real troupe.
The team them.
This is a real troupe. And even seeing them on the screen, the way I chose for who's going to play which part, and I look, and they actually look like they're just, it's just, oh,
Excuse me, I would take that personally. I won't tell
Yeah.
anyone what I'm playing, but Lord of Mercy, I'll take that.
That's it, Natural Mystic. Yeah, it really came together when we had the last Zoom, and I looked at people and just saying, yeah, I changed.
Jeanette, stop
there were
saying
gonna
it,
be
'cause you're
so
making
many
me
times.
it worse.
No, I'm not saying, yes, Star, I'm not saying that you are your character. But I'm just saying, Lord, you're not. But what I'm saying is that you actually look like Erica. You know, you've got a similar look to you, so you match like that. You know, and Natural Mystic looks like she's going to be the prince to the Empress mother, and it just matches so well. It just matches so well.
Yeah, nice.
You know,
Pure
it's like the
vibes.
life. It's like the life in a lockdown crew. People, you're
Get the
not
book, Liv,
blood.
get the
but-
book up,
You're
get the
not
book up.
blood, but you are blood. You know, when
Yeah,
you
excuse
say
me.
you have a family, but you can't choose your family, but you can choose your family, who you want to be your family.
I take
And the
offense
life
when
in
you
a
say we're not
lockdown,
blood.
people are like a family, and it's beautiful. And this troupe that we created together to act together is like a family to me. And you're all handpicked. You're all handpicked, like the top apple at the top of the tree that I had to climb up and get. And like monkey, go to the top and go and pick my own coconut, crack it, and the freshest water come out. And only is fresh coconut water to me, and it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I really believe for the first time since 1993, some of you not even damn born yet, right? but
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
21.
I've been waiting. You know, when you listen, God's time. I never even know it was going to come, but you know, it's come before I'm 60, only just, you know, and I thought it wasn't. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's
Now,
come.
big love, Jeanette. You know, like I said, everyone, check out Jeanette's stuff. I'm sure Leesh is going to put some more in there around everybody who's, because you've been so many comments in there when you've been talking.
Especially if you think you can act.
Yeah, if any male actors were not flops, no pun intended, like please jump on and represent, because we need
the men are so shy. They're so strong. Them can chat about all different kind of thing with their brethren, but they don't want to display it on stage.
Yeah, no. So basically, we're having to do the men roles. The girls are doing it for ourselves, something like that.
That's it.
Like
we're
repping. Yeah. So, but obviously, it'd be nice to have some testosterone in the room. But
we got a few. You know. But it is definitely female heavy. It's definitely female heavy.
I mean, I don't see the problem with it, but I mean, it isn't a problem. But if anyone wants to join, anyone who's who's serious about acting, who's serious about mental health, who's serious about pushing like the good vibes about.
Thank you. That is it, because there's so much male there that are holding their voices with their mental health issues, and there's no greater way than expressing it through acting, because then you can actually hide behind the character. But it also helps you open yourself out. And when you receive the accolade from the audience and that energy, you feel like somebody, and you feel, you know what, I can actually speak what I really want to speak about as me. Mm-hmm. I don't have to have this character. I can actually do it because I've done this now in front of people, and I can actually authentically be me and speak to somebody. And believe you me, I am trained in this area to counsel. And it is good to come into a group where you can just be silly, you know, be open, laugh, joke, and at the same time create something beautiful that helps other people.
And be real. So you be real, you be serious, you be caring, you be everything in between. You're like a mom and auntie, a sister, a brethren, a homie. You know what I mean? Like real talk, and that's what it's about. So
that's what women are. A woman can be a sister, a daughter, a mother, an auntie, a grandma. the woman, the persona of a woman is all of those that you've just said and more.
Literally. Only the good people though, you know, the gold nuggets, and there's not many of you, Janetti. So
I'm gonna join this one.
yeah, everybody. I think Danielle's just joined the room. Danielle, meet
Guys.
Oh wow, I've just finished. Where you been?
In it. Hey, where you been, Danielle? You just missed it.
Oh man, sorry guys, I just got the message. I'm here.
It's okay. I thought you turned your clock back or something. I said you're a bit early.
Well, I nearly missed it today myself. I was asleep. But anyway, Janetti, love as always.
Thank
you know
you.
that. Everyone check her out. Natural Mystique, my G's posting some stuff in the things. But yeah, like when we say she's a producer, actor, writer, poet, mental health advocate.
I'll add something there. Look out for me on the next tour of the Bob Marley and the Rush Theatre Company thing. You're all seeing it going around and stuff like that. Well, yours truly now is the script writer and the narrator and coordinator for doing that now. We're in collaboration, making that happen. So, you know, yeah, doors are open.
Don't say I don't bring the stars, yo. Don't say I don't bring the stars, yo.
You know, you never know. I'm just saying to people, you never know who's watching. Ain't that Natural Mystique? You never know who's watching you, who's looking at your posts, not really saying anything back, but watching a build-up of your post, seeing your profile, hearing what you're doing and things like that, and silently simmering on something. Then they come to you out of the blue and say, I've been watching you for some time, and you think, who the hell is this person? So sometimes you look and think, it says, somebody want to befriend me. I don't know about this person. You look on the profile, there's hardly anything on the profile, and you think, should I connect or not? But sometimes something inside you got, and this is what happened with me. I didn't know of this person. Never heard of them. Right, I kept on seeing this thing coming. They want to connect. A week gone by, this thing come back again. I want to join your thingy, Bob. I'm thinking these people keep wanting to join my LinkedIn, and I don't hear nothing from them. And I say, who is this person keep popping up all the time? And then I just says, what is it about me? Where did we meet? Here's with my bold self, you know. So what is it about me then? Where did we meet? We haven't actually met, but I know a lot about you. And I was thinking, you lie. You know, you lie, you know, just go away. You know what I mean? I was like that. I left it another week, popped up again. I said, this person is really persistent, right? So let me drop my attitude and let me say, come on, please, because there's loads of scammers around, right? I ain't got time for that. You know, what do you want? And he just says, I hear what you're saying, but would you be interested in collaborating on this thing, Bob? I couldn't speak, I couldn't text, I couldn't anything. I said, me, you know. And apparently they went to my last play during the pandemic, which was at the Legacy, which can only have 25% seating. So they saw my play, Joseph versus Barrett. They were in the crowd. And I heard nothing from them. So that digested in all that time that I could put something on in the midst of the pandemic, you know, last year, 2020, October, World Mental Health Day. They sat on that, and then they've been watching my thing from then. Never said a whisper, never sent a message. And then all of a sudden, this big door opened, you know, like a prison door, heavy lead, opened it like that. And poor little me start to creep into the door. And then I seen all of this thick paraphernalia in front of me, and I was overwhelmed. And I said, Jan, don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't say you're too small for this. If they ask for you, that means they think you're big enough to handle it. So I done a pilot script, and I sent it to them, and they were blown away. They were blown away. And then I met the person, and we had a formal handshake. And then I've been bombarded by all different artists since then, coming into my little phone, which is, the phone is an iPhone 6 from whenever. It can't even update no more.
Well, that's how we've been doing all our latest castings and the rest. So
yeah,
you know how it goes.
So,
like
never underestimate what can happen. People are watching, people are listening. And when the right time is there for you, it would open. But when that right time comes, sometimes you have to search your guts and you have to feel that, and it might feel like it's nerves or something, but it's you got to say, go on, pick up.
Yeah, real talk, Janetti, like, because you know as well, when Janetti invited me to be on the last play, which was oh gosh, I can't remember it. It feels like forever ago, wasn't even that long ago. Like
Yeah,
I was like,
only
oh,
October.
I don't know, but then I wanted to, because I used to do acting at school, and I used to want to be a little actor, yeah. And then so for her to just
it
put
was
me on
Cries
that
from
platform-
the Cells.
Yeah, Cries
Cries
from
from
my
the-
bad. Yeah,
yeah.
Cries from the Cells when you're just talking about the prison thing, and I thought, yeah. But literally as well, me doing it and going to Birmingham and being on the stage when I've got PTSD and a lot of things going on, like and the lockdown and like all the other things combined. Read it in the book Life at a Lockdown. You can read my paragraph, find out more. Like you'll understand why I'm stuck in the house a bit more. And for me to go and step out my zone, put myself on stage, go and be in that play, like it was just divine timing. Like Janetti, like, you know, asked me at the right time, and it needed to be done. And then like Leash came with us, and Danielle was there, V was there, like, you know, so many people in the play, like just pure vibes. And you know, it just it helped a lot. And that's why I'm always saying all these creative paths help with your mental health, and sometimes taking a risk and pushing yourself, because yo, if you told me that I was going to do that, like, no, you know.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, where's the
Like,
next? Where's the next?
and
Give me
Hanifa
another
just
role.
says that
Give me another role.
always be ready, always be ready, always be ready for something. And it's true. It's true. And that phrase comes where people say, I'm born ready. We are born ready for greatness because we are all wonderfully made. Therefore,
Great star,
we are
yes,
born
star,
for
just star.
greatness. We are born
You
for
told me.
greatness, you know.
But I'll go and move on, Jeanette. You know, I could speak to you all day, every day.
Yeah. Me too. I have things to do.
Yo, no doubt, yo. But everyone, check her out. Don't forget our next play. All fingers crossed. March the 6th. Save the date. Don't plan nothing, because you know you got to go to see us perform. Check Jeanette out. Some more
Rihanna,
links
thank
coming
you
up
for
in the
your
thing. Yeah, you got bare
messages and
comments, Jeanette.
everything. ATS Creative, thank you for your messages and everything. V, Hanifa, Empress, love you. Thank you very much.
Anyone want to drop something
Yes,
quickly?
star, just star, Mr. Mina, whatever you want to call yourself, but you're still my yes star, great star. You know, enough love and respect. Danny, we need to talk, girl. Okay, Naya, I don't know who you are. I can't see your face or anything, but
Naya's my G. Well, she's Leisha's G, my G, Rihanna, everyone here, man. It's all vibes.
Okay, bless you. God bless. I am flying off because I'm at work, and you know, and I'm late doing her tea. So
yeah, we're running behind as well. But obviously, I had to hear your vibes and let everyone know about you. So everyone, check Jeanette out. Like my G.
Thank you. Enough love. Remember, Patchwork Quilt.
Yes. Love. Yo, sorry about it. We went over a little bit. Yo, Elise, you want to say anything? Natural Mystique?
Sorry, that was all. Or anytime this is how Jeanette leaves me in it. Just no.
That's why I wanted you to talk, so I didn't have to.
Yeah, it's just pure love. It's just the amount of energy and positivity and vibes and life and vibration and you know, just everything that we kind of aspire to be. Sometimes she projects that day in, day out, and even when she's having a low moment, she still finds the time to reach out and check in and make sure that the rest of us are okay. So, you know, it's just to remember that sometimes the ones that always appear so strong, remember to reach back to, because they need a check-in. Do you know what I mean? Don't think that we're all out here and like, we're all right. Yeah, occasionally them strong ones, they need to check in as well. So much love, Jeanette, and just whatever energy and inspiration we give you to keep on going, utilize that to the best of your ability.
I couldn't have put it better myself. That is perfect, and it's so true, because we're all human out here. As strong as you can be, and as many people as you look after, yo, you are only human, and we all need someone now and again. And yeah, pure love to you, homie, as well. Love to Jeanette, my gang. All right, moving on. I'm sorry, we're a bit behind, and I've actually pushed 2 things as well, but we've got Rihanna next. My G, thanks for jumping on. I know you do a lot of things. You're like a singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, entrepreneur, like geez, like making me look lazy out here as well. Everyone out here is just doing so many things. So you want to tell people where I'm going?
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hi. God, what an act to follow, though. Can I just say, Jeanette, God damn.
In
Damn,
it.
good damn, good damn. But yes, hi everyone. I'm Rihanna. Oh, where do I begin? Where do I begin? First and foremost, I'm a mother, and I'm very proud to say that because my son is my best friend. I'm also a mentor. I mentor young women at the Womanhood Academy, as well as graduates at the University of East London. What else? I'm trying not to reel off the things that I am, but let's just say I am a creative in all forms.
Reel off, man. Yo, it's your time to shine, brethren. Show them what you do.
Okay, all right. I'm a human rights activist and advocate as well. So a lot of the work that I do is in respect of upholding people's human rights, mainly in the field of social care and mental health. That is my field. Much like Janetti, been in the field for probably about 10 to 12 years now, supporting people to actualize and be their best self, in all honesty. I also have a business myself called Plan Wholesome Empowerment Group, which equips people with self-care, self-liberation, and self-help tools to be your best self and to manage and look after your emotional and mental health and build mental wealth where you can as well. What else? Yeah, there's just a few. I'm an eclectic. I do bits and bobs here and there. I like upcycling. So the previous man that was on from Nigeria, that really resonated with me because I like to get myself out on the streets myself and getting little bits and bobs and upcycling as well. Some of the little things that I've done is some art pieces for candlesticks. I'm a big candle person, so yeah, I like doing art. As Just Star says, I do art in it. I do art as well. But yeah, my main passion has always been music. My main passion has always been music. I've been a singer since, well, singing and songwriting since I was about 7 or 8. And a lot of what I've been doing has either been starting off in church, but yeah, rising through, going Rising Tide in Hackney. I don't know if any of you know that, but yeah, a lot of the work that I've been doing has been just understanding myself and uncovering who I am as a being. Yeah, just understanding me. I've never been a person that's been quite confident. And as time's gone on, probably since I was about 20, 25, I've really gone on a self-led journey of understanding who I am. And that's why I became an advocate as well, is because I was a very silent child and I've been on this journey of triumphing over a lot of childhood trauma. And that's where a lot of my music and spoken word and poetry is delved into just my whole healing journey, in all honesty. So if it's okay with you all, I will share a few pieces with you and it will kind of help you see the journey. Yeah, I've got a really bad memory, so I've written them and I will read them from my screen.
No stress, Oil. I love what you were just saying. It's really poignant and important, and this is exactly what I want. And obviously, you know, I never told nobody what to say, and everyone said literally, you know, we're all preaching to the choir, we're all speaking like from the same hymn, and it's beautiful. And I wish there was more people on here today, because obviously we're going to share it and more people are going to hear it, and that's so everyone just, yo, this is just beautiful music we're making right now.
I hear you, sis. I hear you, sis. Okay, so what I need to kind of explain is I'm in the process of collecting a body of work. So I would say 10 years of poetry and music is being compiled into an eclectic body of work that's going to be released next year. It got pushed back 2 years, but it's going to be released next year. And this one is on there. This is one of my favorite pieces called Bambi. Bambi is a piece that was written probably about 2017, when I was finally mentally out of a domestically violent relationship. And it was the process of me finding my feet again, knowing who I am. Oh, look, my son's calling me. Finding out who I am, what I can be, but just finding my feet, learning how to walk again in this newfound me. So this is Bambi. Coming into the new me is like finding my feet again. Undoing all of the destruction I was built on, I'm learning to walk again. Looking for the strength to try, but my legs feel broken and I don't know how or why, but it makes me want to cry. Because I'm remembering all that I can stand on. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to relearn. When I felt that I could no longer go on, I used to use others as a crutch, linking arm in arm, something that I had to discern. This jelly-like feeling is one I've known before. For how I've longed for this to be the last time, yet here I am again, bow-legged and knocked knees dropping down to the floor. Wishing to be scooped up and placed up on stilts, straight back and taller than I've ever been built. Proving endurance to myself that I too can rise, that I can regain my balance and once again strive. When you are so used to being knocked down, getting back up can be the hardest thing you've ever had to do. But this is my only option. I don't have anything else. Do you? I can only affirm that this time my legs will hold me strong like iron. So walking doesn't feel like a task, a duty, or Bambi, but Mufasa the lion. It will be the most graceful walk of a lifetime for the rest of this journey. Bear witness to my first steps in this new birth, for this is not one to be missed. Take a picture or record the moment, as I am not a woman, as I'm not the only woman finding her feet and discovering that she is Earth. That's first piece, Bambi. So, thank you, Justa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. This next one is called You've Changed. If I can kind of see the words properly. Okay, You've Changed. And this one, I'm sure we all can resonate with, in all honesty. You know, when you've been a certain way for so long and the way that you have been justifies the treatment that other people give you. And when you try and break out of that boundary, people's respect for you just dwindles, but they just don't know how to receive you because it's just not, it doesn't serve them anymore. And that's what this was birthed out of. So this is You've Changed. You've changed. I'm so tired of hearing this. The fact that you need to state this is your bittered bliss. Am I an old Victorian townhouse semi in your dreamland abyss? Of course I've changed. Why wouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Or is it how could I? The harsh whip of your words and the rolling and snapping of your neck showed me that this was a change you was not easily willing to respect. You've changed. It nearly made me question myself. A close encounter, but I wash it off with the waves of your self-doubt. See, I'm amused by my deflection and bemused by your projection of what you think this is really all about. What you now realize you can no longer control. You now trying to take my good soul? You've changed. Every day I'm learning, growing, and understanding who I am and can be. I'm developing my fruits so I can be lucrative, creative, and mentally free. Because I'm a soul-bearing, gentle, and loving being, no halfway and no mid. Leaning into the one I know is inside of me, no exchanges and no bids. You've changed. I'm here connecting my roots, planting my seeds, dotting my I's and crossing my T's. I'm strengthening the forest of my people, and I'm starting with this tree. So stand, watch, and stare if shallowness is all that you require. If that's all that you want me to offer, then I'm not the one that you desire. My earthly purpose is grounded deep, and this transformation is the pressure to draw out all the goodness that we also need. You've changed. Before I was blinded, but now I can see all of the physical and spiritual science that made all of me. I'm embracing my anatomy further than the galaxies, and I'm unlocking the goddess, yes, the goddess, that resides in me. So from now on, I will not apologize for being the amazing creature that I was meant to be. So yes, Yes, I've changed. But I didn't do it for you. I did it for me. Unless you've changed.
Sorry, I've just literally woken up the whole block with my excitement just now. You know when you just can't help with the boop, 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 boop.
Thank you, thank you.
Let me
Thank
join
you.
in.
You get me? I'm just like, I'm a tree. I'm growing. I've changed.
Yo, never apologize for being a queen. Yo.
Well, I've had to learn that the hard way, definitely. I've had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
So, someone just mentioned a tree. Who was that?
Leash.
You're clearly looking at my notes. So this next one is called a tree. This next one is called a tree. And again, I think everything that I've said kind of relates to just the depth of where we go and how we can use all of us to build upon the foundations of where we've come from as well as where you're trying to go. So
can I just big you up and jump in between, because I don't think like before, because I know we're running late, but it doesn't matter because your time's shine still, and if you're okay to be here, like because you do a lot of things as well. You're a mentor, you're this, you're that, and you are creative soul through and through. And just don't forget to shine your light on us now and let everyone know where I'm going. And your vibes are just whew.
Thank you, lovely. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And you know what? Even doing stuff like this has really helped me come out of my shell, because I used to perform probably 2018, and then 2019, I was really getting into my groove. 2020 hit and it just locked everything off. But I'm standing true in my word, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get back out there, shake all these nerves and blah, blah, blah. So even with my name itself, I have to live up to it. And my name, which I've acronymed, Rihanna, aka Ree, which is righteously honor yourself. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So this is a tree. A tree stands strong, rooted in all of its green glory, growing in all directions, but the trunk remains the same on the inside. Building its layers over the years, only when you open it up, you can gather the depth of its soul. It hosts many visitors, accommodating the needs of animals, insects, and people alike, keeping the world going in all seasons. Each individual feature leaves an impression, questioning if there is a real creator. Although so unique, they share strength in their versatility. Branches holding fruits, nuts, and herbs of all abilities. Profoundly swaying in the breeze, air bouncing and shuffling the extensions of this solid soldier. It won't move. With nutrients and nurturing its needs, it won't move. Harsh weathers shed the green armor, rendering it to lay bare. It still won't move. Each season is a cycle of healing, which allows it to flourish once again. These trees can pass down their strengths and versatile characteristics. This is for the generations planted after them. Even after the world is done, they are cut down and used for books, paper, houses, and worldly arts, spreading the message that never ends and leaving the necessary marks. It won't move. You see, I am a tree, and you may cut me down, you may harass me, you may use me as you will, but I have the divine ability. You can try and kill the grounded roots, but we know that we'll always win in the final hour. And why? Because we are forever, and we won't move. There's a tree.
Yo, that poem's planted deep. See what I did there? See what I did?
It was planted deep. Right, so I've got one more piece and I'm gonna end with a song.
Okay, cool, yeah. Then we got V coming up. If everyone hang about, we got Veronica E. Poet in the building.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. I might ask for some participation in this one, actually. Who is brave enough to come on the mic?
D Bailey, you want to sing? Your time to shine. Oh no, she's going for a tunnel. We can't hear her. No, okay, no. Next.
I just need you all to repeat four words.
Okay,
I
who's on it?
declare more love. That's all I
I
need.
see
you to
Ja
repeat.
and Natural Mystic. Yo, V, come on now, my homies. Hanifa, before you go, let's go. Tish, come on. Put your camera on, Tish.
Little
You
live
can
with that.
bounce along. Naya,
Come on, some participation.
come on, my G's.
I just need you to say 4 words. I declare more love. That's it. Okay.
More money. Oh, more money, more love. On the wrong one.
Don't worry, we're gonna get that money, girl. We're gonna get that money.
I declare more love. Everyone ready? Yo, Naya. Yo, you big up, sister.
You ready? Okay. So
come on, Jalubas, get yourself on the camera. V, where you at?
So I can barely see any of you. So I don't know who's
Hanifa, unmute
participating.
yourself.
I just need to hear
Yes, V.
you.
All right. Yeah, because you're on the spotlight, brethren. All right.
Okay. So
Okay.
I declare more love.
I
I'm
declare
going to turn
more
my
love.
mic down.
Through the tears and mental turmoil, I declare more love. Through the doubt of your abilities, say it with me. I
declare more love.
Through being upset due to loss of self, I
declare more love.
Through your moments of having a hurting heart, I declare
more love.
Through the pain of finding new insight, I declare more love.
I love this.
Through the times of giving up, I declare more love.
Oh, I'm ahead. I'm too fast for the rap.
It's okay. We're gonna catch it up. Through the lacking of clarity,
I declare
more love.
Through the struggling of emptiness being overridden,
I
declare more love.
Through rejecting everyone's opinion of yourself,
I
declare more love.
Checking if you're playing. Don't make me sing out loud without you in the room. Get me. Naya, unmute that microphone.
Through understanding your purpose, come on, I
declare
more
love.
love. Through accepting what I have,
I
declare more love.
We're so in time, it's amazing. Sister Act, here we come.
Through acting in my power, I
declare more
love.
You could do better than this, yo.
Through the ups and downs of life, what do we do?
Declare more. Don't make me get the keyboard out. I'm gonna have to get the keyboard out.
Through the hard unlearnings and relearning of life, I
declare more love. Say it like you mean it.
Through unlocking those welded doors, I declare more love.
D Banks, when you're on mute, we can't hear you. Unmute
Through
yourself,
being my
sister.
truth and highest self,
I declare
more love. And the last one, through finding the new me, I declare more love.
We're not gonna make the choir, but we're gonna make the band. Yo.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for the participation.
I do love that. That was very powerful.
How do you all feel?
Someone else speak because I was very
Excellent.
powerful.
Get the whole kitchen really good. More
Right,
love.
don't speak at once. I said,
Beautiful.
all right, someone speak.
More
Everyone
love.
speaking at once. I'm joking. You know me, I like to clown.
It was brilliant. I had the whole kitchen involved.
Good.
There we go. You know,
Good.
it's something you got to repeat
Oh,
every
and
day.
the dog. And the dog.
Yes.
The dog.
We do this in the
Like
house.
D Bailey's ringing me. D Bailey, I'm on a live. Do you mind?
Okay. All right. Now this it will be the last piece. So I'm gonna sing a song that I wrote. I wrote it for my son actually, and it's funny that he called me just before I started talking. So this one is called Breaking the Cycle, and it says what it says, basically, breaking the cycle of mental restriction, breaking the cycle of generational trauma, just breaking cycles where you can. Be a cycle breaker in every way that you can, and just set up anew. So, God, I haven't sung this in a while, so bear with me if I forget the words. I promise I did write it. Okay.
No pressure, Queen.
Okay. Us as queens, we lift up our kings. Fathers, brothers, sons, stop legitimizing this force of habit, form of ritualizing. We have to break the cycle of self-destructing, solidifying culture and spreading the word that we are all humans, no one should suffer. You're messing with my mental space as we destroy our hope and faith. Breaking the cycle, we've gone through this before. Breaking the cycle, you can't take this anymore. Breaking the cycle, round and round around we go. Breaking the cycle, you can't walk through closed doors. Eyes to the sun and heads held up high. Things have to change for you and I. If we come together, make a stand, make a change. Unified as one, building love, breaking chains. Bathed in knowledge, priceless to man. Foundationally strong, passing values, that's the plan. I don't do it for them, do it for your sons. Cause I do it for my number one. Breaking the cycle. God, I forgot the words. Breaking. Where did I get to? Okay. Breaking the cycle. It's gone. Sorry, everyone.
Let's mix it up. We can do the remix. Breaking the cycle. Remix.
Breaking
Yo,
cycle.
oi. I've never heard you. Sorry to oi you. I do that sometimes. Oi. Yeah. I've never heard you sing, brethren. Like, wow.
I haven't sung in a while. Okay. Let me get back on track. Sorry.
Okay, good.
Let me focus. Breaking the cycle. We've gone through this before. Breaking the cycle. I can't take this anymore. Breaking the cycle. Round and round and round we go. Breaking the cycle. You can't walk through closed doors. Breaking the cycle, it won't be the same. Breaking the cycle, wait for this change. Breaking the cycle, it won't be the same. Breaking the cycle, wait for this change. Got there in the end. Breaking the cycle.
Yo, you done broke the cycle. Jeez Louise.
Broke the words as well. Good.
Nah, man, don't worry about that. That, like, seriously, no one's gonna like know nothing about that. No one's gonna even think about that. Like, wow. Obviously, I mean, I barely know you, but I know you really got through the book of Fears. But like, I know you're a creative soul. I know you got this, that, the other to offer. I know you do your entrepreneurial skills, and you know, but Lord of mercy, the lungs on that queen there. I did not know that. That was beautiful. And the message as well was obviously perfectly poignant to today. Wow.
Thank you. Much love.
That's all I can say. And apologies to everyone. I know we're really, really behind. And there is 2 people less on the show than it was meant to be because I've cut some stuff and then one person couldn't make it. But just I feel like maybe someone's gonna need to hear this, so share this with your friends afterwards, you know, plug this, like, you know, you've seen it, you've been here, you've heard the vibes, the messages, the real talk, you know, this is life and we're just trying to, you know, help it along a little bit. And so Rihanna, I'm sure that Natural Mystique's gonna post some more stuff, but we've been sharing some of your stuff in the links in the comments for your links and stuff, because
Thank you.
fire.
Yeah, so I've dropped the Instagram for Plan Wholesome Empowerment Group.
Thank you.
And the Facebook, and I've also dropped your Speak Your Mind podcast. Was they are phenomenal.
I forgot about that, but yeah, I'm a podcaster as well. Anyone that wants to jump on, I've had the wonderful Leash, soon to be Naya. That's going to be next year with some.
You got any more guests? Do you need any more guests? Do you need any more guests?
There's going to be more. Don't worry, there's going to be more.
Any more guests?
I've also featured the wonderful Janubis speaking all about supporting and honoring women. So yeah, there's lots. So thank you for having me, and yeah, more to come.
Yeah, Queen, like, thank you so much for sharing. Like, I don't know if we even had time really to cover all the stuff that you do and that, but I know you're a mentor, well-being coach, all the vibes, you know, entrepreneur, literally, and a creative soul through, and that's what it's about. I'm pushing the vibes to everybody, and that's what I love about this event. So everyone, please check her out. She's a soul through and through that you need to know. If you don't know, I need to know.
Get to know.
Yeah,
Yeah, heard it here first.
Click on all the links and it will take you to all of Rihanna's pages.
Bless Natural Mystique there, helping me in the background. Like I say in the background, that sounds really rude, but she knows what I mean. I tried to get it to come on screen a bit more, but she said no. She went, I just went, no. Natural Mystique it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was a bit more like I'd rather not. So next, but not least, last but not least, I should say, because she's been waiting. I know she's got things to do, and I'm very, very, very sorry. But you know the vibes we bring on the show. Sometimes people have got to hear this stuff. We've got to extend it. You know, I haven't eaten. No one's cooked me Sunday roast yet, so I'm still waiting for my dinner. If anyone wants my address, I'll tell you where to send my food. Anyway. Veronica E. Banks in the building. She's a poet, she's an entrepreneur, she has her own business. She's part of Life in Lockdown, Life Out of Lockdown crew. She's a real OG. So yeah, you want to tell them more, sis?
Hi everyone. Hi, Veronica E. Right, first and foremost, I'm going to share that I'm suffering with a cold and a cough. So
bless you.
Yeah, so I'm going to just take it really easy and keep this very, very succinct. All right. So
don't use big words on me.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Right. So I'm a qualified therapist, trainer, coach, mentor, speaker, mom. I could list lots of other things, but I won't. I like to help. I like to support people. I like to encourage people. I've worked with young people in the past, in education, in the community, as a personal guidance advisor, as a safeguarding officer. And yes, I'm very, very mindful that young people, children, and vulnerable adults need safeguarding and they need support. So I've always been, well, most of my adult life, the work I've done, whether it's been in science or in teaching, education, has always kind of involved some kind of support. Because even if you're working in the lab, testing the bloods and so on, or testing foods, which I've done as well, you're actually helping people, you're supporting people. So I know time has really gone. And before my throat starts to play up and I start coughing, I better get to the poetry. Okay, so I love to write. I've always written, and I've never shared up until 2016 my writing and my creativity side in terms of literature, writing, and I suppose performance stuff has always been a secret. When I was younger, I did a couple of performance things, extra in a movie. I've sung on stage like Rihanna, brought up in the church, so singing on choirs, and I've done backing vocals as well for some people. But anyway.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt, but you've also been on stage with
Janetti Barrett and Rona, prison guard Rona, played by Justa Misdemeanor.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that, I was just talking about the play.
Yes. Well, I get it. I get it. Hi, Gary. I can see Gary.
Yes, Gary.
Hi,
Love
Gary.
my Uncle Gary in the building.
Hey. All right. So I'm just going to share a couple of pieces, and they're two very contrasting pieces, because I do write a lot of what moves me and what basically touches or sparks something. I'll write from that emotional place. I don't like to sit down and then think, oh, what should I write? I like to, or what I do is, as things download, I write or speak them into my phone. And on a particular day or evening, I went to a poetry event, and one of the performers was using the F word quite a lot. I mean, it's used quite a lot anyway in a lot of places, but it struck me, and there were some young people, and I think a few kids in there as well. And I thought, whoa, she's really dropping a lot of Fs. So anyway, it came to me, okay. And I just started to get all these F words. Why don't I make a twist and write something about F, and all these F words started to come into my head. So I wrote this poem, and I just called it Dedication to F. All right. So it's a play on words. All right. You'll get some of it. Some of it you probably think, what the hell is she on about? But you'll get it. Dedication to F. Form of fodder. Big formulas, brain frustrated and forlorn. Not fair. Fan me favorably and find a fork that fortunately spears fruit. Fathom your friends and figure how 5 can follow 4 so fiendishly. Fling some feathers down, for real fighters detest flaws and fractures. Far away, faithful people follow time fastidiously to fast going forward. Fetch some fantastic and frenetic movers, fandango keenly forever. Fortify your funny bone, flutter wings frenziedly, play flutes. From pointy finger to fist, how fickle our fine emotions finesse. Fathers know folly and face some financial chances, all fakers. Fidgety child, fortuitous play, fun such freedom like fiddle and fame. Flame to flambe, like fillet to fish, and figuring why fuse to flavors. Formidable or fiddlesticks, say funny things, furniture withstanding flattery. Funeral, life, finish, a fine gift fund, now forever with flowers. Finale, fini. That's that one. Thank you. And then my second piece, very different. And I do write a lot of politics, because things that affect us as Black people, I have a lot of my work. I could actually compile a whole body of work.
You gotta write about what's important to you, and that's what poetry is about.
Yeah. So I do have a lot of racial political pieces. Pre-colonial, post-colonial, neo-colonialism. I've got quite a bit.
Don't use these big words on me too much, yo.
Okay, so this one is called Decline of the Melanated Fathers. I've written this, or performed this poem before. I wrote this back in 2017, and it was just looking at the state of our young men, right? Our youth, and a futuristic take on it, what's going on with the killings, especially in London and elsewhere. But what prompted me to write this one, there'd just been another killing, and it just prompted me to write this poem. Decline of Melanated Fathers. They stabbed in the chest, they stabbed in the thigh, they stabbed in the neck, they proceeded to die. They shot in the back, they shot in the side, they shot in the head, wounds opened up red and wide. They cut to the left, they cut to the right, they cut to the middle, they cut whether day or night. Their numbers started to reduce when public servants had long given up hoping for an iron-tight truce. The day came when just 2 remained. The powers looked on keenly. Anyone who dared to intervene would be detained. Toe to toe, nose to nose. One suddenly fell to the ground, bright red seeping through his clothes. The victor stood above him, no sound. One sole potential father remained. The power smiled, punched the air. We know for sure, no future there. It is finished. It is complete. Potential melanated fathers now obsolete. Grab him. And that's number 2. Okay. So because I'm mindful of time, I'll leave it there, guys. And I'm so
No,
glad.
you're the last
no
one.
coughing.
You know,
Is that-
so
am I the
don't
last
think-
one?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
thank
can
you.
you can read another piece.
One more? Okay.
Yeah, man.
One more. This is a shorter one. And this is about transformation. All right. And I'm kind of talking about myself. Again, I wrote this one quite a few years ago. And it's entitled My Transformation. My transformation, not scandalous, but marvelous, not frivolous, purposeful, and courageous. In fact, miraculous. As I walk in my green, don't matter if I'm seen, protecting my health, keeping tabs on my wealth, reducing stress, definitely avoiding mess. Happy in my labor, just loving my neighbor. My spirit is calm, I have the balm. Fostering great relationships, avoiding drama and hate-filled slips. Emotions I carefully handle. No more mashing up like a vandal. My transformation is not automatic. It's from inside out. Yes, that dramatic. It's my Heavenly Father, you see. He only wants the best for me. New brand you, new brand me. My transformation, not scandalous, but marvelous. Not frivolous, purposeful and courageous. In fact, miraculous. Thanks for listening, guys. That's me.
Yo, that was wicked.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I hope you feel a bit better. Like, considering you
Yeah.
don't feel well as well, no one would know. Like, if you didn't say that, no one would know.
I didn't want to let you guys down. I didn't want to let you down. So
Even if you had to say you couldn't come, I'd understand because I know your vibes and your good spirit, and you know, you did a big up Varelba.
thank you. Yeah, I also have a micro business. I make skincare, natural skincare, organic stuff. No more than 4 or 5 ingredients. And yeah, you can find me online, www.varelbavmb.com. Yeah, I have a link tree, Varelba_world 2021. Varelba.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's a question more of a...
Yeah, Varelba world. Varelba_world. Yeah. 2021. Yeah, I'll put it in the thing. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, sorry, I've been
All right.
trying to like between me and Natural Mystique, my legend behind the scenes, bigger up as well. Been putting the stuff in. Oh yeah, look, Varelba_world 2021.
Yeah.
Trying to pause people.
Varelba, sorry, is the spelling. VERE.
Oh yeah, VERE.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a play on names. My name's Veronica, my husband's name's Albert. So I kind of had to bring him in. Put him in there.
Have to.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Justa, for the opportunity. And young people, if you're listening, trust and risk go hand in hand. Thank you, Leash. Thank you so much. Trust and risk go hand in hand. You have to take the risk to trust someone. All right? To trust someone to make headway. Trust and risk go hand in hand. Trust someone, right? Take the risk and trust someone who is positive, someone who is honest, someone who has your back. Trust them. Take the risk and trust them and listen. All right? That's what I got to say to the young people. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
That's wicked. Like V there, right? She does poetry, does storytelling, does her business, entrepreneur, inspiration. So please check out the links in the comments. And yeah, guys, this is literally going to be the end of the show now. I'm glad we ended it on such an inspirational person. She's I know a life in a lockdown. Like that's how I met these guys, some of these guys anyway, and have put me on a different path that's led me to do my own events like this. So it's not, you know, their events, it is my events, but they've come to support me. Anyone I saw Gary in the building? You want to say anything, Gary? Hello, sir. You want to train? Oh, you're cutting out a little bit. Hello.
Yeah, I'm on the time around.
We can hear you. You're cutting out a little bit, but we can hear you.
Can you hear?
A little bit, yeah.
So
Yeah.
a little bit louder. All right. As I said,
All right, don't get told off on the train. I know you get in trouble as it is wherever you go. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. Oh. No, I don't think that's gonna work. We have to mute Gary. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Please share on Facebook because there's going to be so many more people that are going to hear this, see this,
thank you.
and gonna.
And yeah,
Oh.
I don't know.
All right, let me try and mute Gary.
Well
Sorry,
done,
Gary.
Jess. Proud of you.
Thank you. Love, homie. Yeah, so please share. There's been so many wicked people talking about real life things, sharing, real situations, expressing how they express themselves. I have to do express yourself with the shoulder thing. I don't know if you know that by now. So, I obviously do art in it, and I literally have always used it as a platform, but nowadays spoken word is like my way of expressing myself. So, you never know. Touch a sewing machine, throw some paint around, dance, sing, sculpt, you never know. And just don't ever let no one try to silence you, because you can express yourself in all these ways. And trust me when I say it will benefit you. Even if you don't believe it, you might have some fun. So, and check out all these amazing people I've had on today. I've been so blessed that I've managed to connect with these souls along the path this year. And they've blessed the platform today, shared some of their experience, shared some of their skills, their talents, and how they're helping the world as well. Because, let's complete each other rather than compete with each other. So please share the love, support, and thank you so much for joining. I don't know what else to say. What else wanted to say? All right. Good night, good day, good morning, and see you soon. But yeah, now real talk. Thank you so much. Love, gang. Please check out everyone's handles, tags on Instagram, Facebook, websites, Contact me if you need more information. Check out my website. I haven't put that in there. Get one of my t-shirts. We wear the artist in it, or I do art in it, or one of my cups. Just trying to make it out here. So big up Natural Mystique in the background, helping me out with some production support. Couldn't do it without you. And thank you, all everyone that's performed, spoke, joined. Love. So
from the top, left, right, and up under me. Wave, 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 on the money wave. Money flow, money made. Flowing in out, plus money saved. Get, all that's paid. Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. And every time it ching, money comes to me. It all flows in so abundantly. From the top, left, right, and up under me. Wave, 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 I'm a money wave. Money flow, money made. In and out, plus money get, all that's paid. Ching, ching, ching goes the money.
Remember those words, yeah? Every single night. Ching, ching, bring it in. All debt is paid. Yeah, not being paid.
You see me?
It is paid. Yeah, that means it gone. That's where.
Abundant. Remember the other day we had affirmations. Abundant. Was it open abundance in all forms or something like real vibes?
There you go. I just wanted to send us all away with some love. So thank you.
I'm gonna wave the money at you.
Right back at you, Queen. Tenfold. Take care. Much love.
Big up, gang.